Chapter 3899. All of a sudden, Lin Fei's voice rang out. "Who are you? Can't you see that we're talking business?" The yellow-haired man glared at him. "Stand aside." The blonde knew where Brother Wang came from. Behind him was a giant company in the food and beverage industry. If a giant company was interested in a formula, it would be a piece of cake. It was precisely because of Brother Wang's shocking background that Blondie dared to put in so much effort. Lu Qingru didn't like the two people in front of her. Seeing Lin Fei come out, she subconsciously breathed a sigh of relief. "Xiao Fei, they want to buy the formula." Wang Dong saw Lin Fei, a very ordinary-looking guy, and said arrogantly, "I am here on behalf of Perfect International. 500,000 for the formula. Lady Boss, you should be satisfied. You are from Perfect International." Lu Qingru was shocked and her face changed slightly. In Donghai, everyone knew about Perfect International. Perfect International is one of the giants in the restaurant industry. This company's favorite thing to do was to acquire again and again. They had a large number of recipes for signature dishes, palace dishes, and so on. They had even registered the copyrights. Therefore, in the Donghai food and beverage industry, Perfect International had a large number of signature dishes. If he wanted to eat, he could only go to Perfect International. As for imitators, it might be fine if they were not famous, but once they became famous, they would be attacked. At best, they would be closed down, and at worst, they would be imprisoned. Perfect International was just so overbearing. Wang Dong was a business manager under Perfect International. There were many business managers like this. Their mission was very simple. They were to dig out all kinds of delicacies in the East Sea. As long as there was a certain highlight, they would buy it directly. Ever since Wang Dong accidentally found out about the existence of this fairy duck, he arranged for Blondie to investigate it. After tasting it, he was shocked. If he took it to Perfect International, he would definitely get the approval of his superiors. No matter what, it had to be taken down. Wang Dong brought up the background of Perfect International. As long as this lady boss knew about Perfect International, she wouldn't dare to refuse even if she had 120 guts. "Yes, I am from Perfect International," Wang Dong said. "Your celestial duck tastes pretty good. I can take the risk and add another 30,000. That's a total of 530,000. Lu Qingru knew about Perfect International and knew that this company was not a good thing. Back then, there was a case of Perfect International forcefully buying and selling at Watercloud Street. Lu Qingru remembered it clearly. "Perfect International is awesome." Lin Fei laughed. "I can say this. Are you guys blind? You want to buy this formula for 530,000 yuan? Who gave you the courage? Kid, how could you say that?" The blonde could tell that Brother Wang was unhappy and knew that this was his chance to show off. "Get out of here right now." Lin Fei found it quite funny. Wanting to buy the formula for 530,000 was no different from forcing someone to buy it. Scram! Lin Fei kicked the yellow-haired man's stomach, sending him flying and rolling several times on the street. Wang Dong didn't expect this person to make a move. "I'm a member of Perfect International. How can you hit me?" Wang Dong subconsciously took a step back. Lin Fei said, "Can I be happy? By the way, let me tell you something. The recipe of the fairy duck is mine. I can give it to whoever I want. Try to force me to sell it to you." "Ah, this is yours." Wang Dong was in disbelief. "Yes, it's 100% mine." Lin Fei laughed. "I don't care what ability your Perfect International has. The formula is with me. You can try it. Of course, let me tell you in advance. If you dare to do anything to Sister Lu, I will make your company bleed." Wang Dong felt that the words in front of him gave him great pressure. He didn't forget the power of the previous kick. "Misunderstanding, misunderstanding." Wang Dong laughed dryly. "Our company is really sincere. Sir, why don't you give me a price so I can talk to my boss? Just give me 10 billion. Lin Fei said. Remember, this price is only valid for 3 days. After 3 days, the price will increase. Wang Dong wanted to curse. 10 billion for a formula. Why don't you just rob? How could the head office agree? It's impossible. Sir, this is not funny, Wang Dong said. Do you know that our perfect international? Before he finished speaking, Wang Dong felt that he was flying. That's right, he was flying. Just as the blonde was about to get up, he was smashed to the ground again. He dared to hit me. How dare he hit me? Wang Dong relied on the support of Perfect International. He didn't expect that he would dare to hit him. He didn't put the company in his eyes. Blonde, don't you know her? Hurry up and call for help. Wang Dong got up and was exasperated. The blonde shrunk his neck. Brother Wang, this lady boss also has someone behind her. It seems to be related to the Yi family. Right, it's that Yi Qinglong. What are you afraid of? Wang Dong had heard of the Yi family in Jiangbei, but in front of the company it was completely useless. Forget it. I will call for help. If you dare to refuse my kindness, I will teach you a lesson. Xiao Fei, I seem to have caused trouble for you again. Lu Qingru said worriedly. I heard that this Perfect International has a big background. They are a giant in our food and beverage industry. Their market share is more than 50%. They are a real behemoth. To be able to occupy half of this big cake was indeed amazing. It was a behemoth, but in the eyes of Lin Fei, it was just that. It's okay. I can handle this kind of thing. Lin Fei said with a smile, You should just obediently be the lady boss. The current me is very powerful. Lu Qingru was still a little worried. Xiao Fei, you don't have to do this. Lu Qingru said in a low voice, All these years, I have been tired of running a restaurant. If I cause you trouble because of a recipe, I will feel very sorry. Sister Qingru, it's just a recipe. Let me tell you, I have a lot of recipes in my head. Lin Fei said with a smile. The fairy duck recipe is just the most inconspicuous one. Lin Fei didn't lie. He had tasted all kinds of delicacies in the other world and knew a lot of recipes. It could be said that any recipe that Lin Fei took out could have a great impact on the market. Ah, this is the worst one. Lu Qingru covered her mouth in disbelief. You can rest assured that you will be the lady boss, Lin Fei said with a smile. With me here, no one will dare to make trouble. Sister, did someone come to make trouble just now? Lu Qingfeng came back. What's wrong? Lu Qingru asked. I think I saw the business manager of Perfect International. Did he come for our fairy duck? Lu Qingfeng said. If so, we will be in trouble. It seems that guy is calling for help. Chapter 3900. Yi Qinglong hadn't been having a good time recently. Ever since he had accompanied his friend to pick up girls and met that young man a few days ago, he had been on tenterhooks, and his heart was constantly on tenterhooks. Even his own father had to be courteous to that person. Yi Qinglong had listed him as someone he couldn't afford to offend. Ever since he returned, he didn't dare to go out anymore and behaved himself like a turtle, until a phone call came. What? Someone's going to cause trouble. Yi Qinglong pushed away the woman beside him, and his expression turned cold. Call for help right now. Who the hell is this? Yi Qinglong kept one thing in mind. That lady boss and young Master Lin knew each other, and their relationship wasn't ordinary. They might even be a woman. Because of this, Yi Qinglong secretly arranged for people to keep an eye on them. First, to prevent anything from happening. Second, to have a chance to perform. Although Yi Qinglong usually acted like a playboy, in fact, he was still a very scheming person. According to the people he had sent to investigate Lin Fei, they came up with a shocking piece of news. This person had disappeared for a few years, as if he had vanished into thin air. That was a little scary. Yi Qinglong was still capable. He had disappeared for a few years without any clues. It was as if he had really disappeared. How unbelievable. But he had disappeared. Even if he had returned, it would have been without a trace. He had disappeared into thin air and returned. If it was just this matter, Yi Qinglong would at most be fearful. But a recent incident made Yi Qinglong realize that Lin Fei was a terrifying person. Gao Rong of the Gao family, who secretly controlled the Azure Dragon Gang, couldn't do anything to Lin Fei. He even sent him out. It was obvious that he wasn't an ordinary person. In private, Yi Qinglong also knew that the leader of the Azure Dragon Gang, Gao Jian, was dead. As for how he died, no one knew. Yi Qinglong thought that there was a high possibility that the leader was killed by Lin Fei. After killing someone, Gao Rong had to personally send him out. If Yi Qinglong didn't believe in the people he had arranged, he would have thought that it was a joke. That was the Azure Dragon Gang, the largest gang in the entire East Ocean. Gao Rong was as treacherous as a poisonous snake. Anyone who had crossed paths with him basically did not have a good ending. Yi Qinglong did not dare to underestimate Lin Fei anymore. Perhaps that person was a terrifying existence. Watercloud Street had always been peaceful. Suddenly, a group of strong men wearing black vests appeared. With dozens of people standing there, anyone would have a bad feeling. "Brother Nan, thank you for your help." Wang Dong took the initiative to offer a cigarette. Chun Haonan was just like his name in a movie. After watching the movie, he joined a big gang and relied on his courage to fight and fight. In a short period of time, he finally became a gangster. Even though it was just a few streets nearby, he still had quite a high status. He could be said to be doing very well. Chun Haonan and Wang Dong were considered friends, and they had quite a few business collaborations. "We're acquaintances. Isn't it just a young man? I'll handle it for you." For example, Wang Dong would usually look for Chun Haonan to deal with someone he couldn't take down. After a long time, the two had gotten to know each other and had a good relationship. "Brother Nan, that kid inside seems to be good at kung fu. Be careful." Wang Dong did not forget that kick. Even now, his stomach still hurt. "Piece of cake." Chun Haonan said, "No matter how good his kung fu is, look at what era it is. My underlings are all elites. You should have heard of the saying, 2 fists are difficult to deal with many enemies." In the shop, Lu Qingfeng was also anxious. That bastard, how dare he call for help? Lin Fei was very calm. He had no interest in what was happening outside. They won't dare to do anything. Let's just watch the show. Watch the show? Lu Qingrou's head was filled with confusion. Those people were tall and strong. Lu Qingrou was actually quite afraid of them. Although she had seen a lot over the years, there was a kind of fear in her bones when it came to these people. "Is it really okay?" Lu Qingrou asked. "Someone will come out and deal with it." Lin Fei picked up the writing brush. If it was in the past, Lu Qingrou might really call the police or make peace. But somehow, with Lin Fei here, his calm look made Lu Qingrou feel a lot more at ease. Lu Qingfeng gave his future brother-in-law a thumbs up. Those guys outside knew at a glance that it was not going to be good. Ordinary people would have been afraid. If it was Lu Qingfeng, he would have turned around and run away. Ordinary people could not learn this kind of courage. It was Lin Fei's first time to write calligraphy. To be honest, he was really not used to it, but it was just a matter of a moment. He felt it soon. He began to write. Lu Qingrou suppressed the troubles outside and stood aside to watch Lin Fei write. What a taste! The 3 words, fairy duck, were written almost in one breath. Lu Qingrou's eyes lit up. The 3 simple words revealed a different kind of atmosphere. It was as if the 3 words were not words, but the fragrant fairy duck. She could not wait to have a bite to satisfy her hunger. "What do you think of my 3 words?" This was Lin Fei's first time to write calligraphy. It was written in one breath, with essence, qi, and spirit. It was not an ordinary word, but almost no different from a work of art. "I feel hungry," Lu Qingrou whispered. "But it's clearly a word, but it feels so different." Lin Fei laughed. "Of course. What do you think people will think of these 3 words? Of course it's to eat. As soon as Lu Qingru finished speaking, she suddenly realized, Fei, you are really amazing. At this time on Watercloud Street, Chun Haonan was ready to take his men to the field. But at this time, a group of 30 or 40 people rushed out of the alley in front of them, blocking the road. As soon as these people came out, Chun Haonan frowned slightly. Who are you? At this time, a group of people came out, and it was a large number. He was a little surprised, but he did not act rashly. We are from the Yi family. The middle-aged man in the lead said, The lady boss is under our protection. The Yi family. Chun Haonan was puzzled. A small place like this actually had the protection of the Yi family. What the hell? However, Chun Haonan represented the Azure Dragon Gang, and his influence was not something the Yi family could compare with. A small Yi family is nothing. I am from the Azure Dragon Gang. Get out of here before we start fighting. Chun Haonan snorted. If you offend the Azure Dragon Gang, your Yi family will not have a good life. A person's name was like a tree's shadow. The Azure Dragon Gang's power was indeed not something anyone could offend. However, after the Yi family leader's expression changed, he did not back down. The Azure Dragon Gang is so arrogant in broad daylight. A few people walked over, led by Yi Qinglong with a gloomy face. Chun Haonan, do you really think you are a big shot? Chapter 3901. Yi Qinglong was here. He came as soon as he heard that someone was making trouble. Fortunately, he was in the Shui Yun Street area. Otherwise, he would not have been able to make it. Yi Qinglong. Chun Haonan's face darkened when he saw the man. The Yi family in the River North district still had some influence. Chun Haonan was just a gangster on a few streets. Compared with Yi Qinglong's status, he was obviously much lower. It's good that you know me. How dare you make trouble here? Yi Qinglong's face was gloomy. Get out of here as far as you can. Wang Dong had heard that the landlady was protected by someone, but he did not expect it to be the son of the Yi family. He could not help but tremble and did not dare to breathe. Lu Qingfeng had been paying attention to the outside. When he saw Yi Qinglong, he was completely stunned. Yi Qinglong is here. Why is he here? After exclaiming, he subconsciously looked at his future brother-in-law. Lin Fei was very satisfied with the 3 words he wrote. He's pretty fast. Lin Fei said casually, Go tell Yi Qinglong to settle things quickly. Lu Qingfeng was overjoyed. His future brother-in-law was really powerful. He could even command Yi Qinglong. In his eyes, this kind of person could only be looked up to. I'll tell him right away. Lu Qingfeng went out eagerly. Lu Qingru did not stop him. Through the window, she could see what was going on outside. She subconsciously covered her mouth. Is this not good? It's okay. Lin Fei laughed. This kind of small fry must be cleaned up. Whoever dares to hit the recipe of the fairy duck will be the same. Young Master Yi, if it was something else, I can leave, but not today. Chun Haonan shook his head. You know I have the Green Dragon Gang behind me. If we really fight your Yi family, Yi Qinglong frowned slightly. Although his name was also Green Dragon, it was really incomparable to the Green Dragon Gang of the Gao family. But Yi Qinglong knew that the landlady was supported by Lin Fei, who was an existence that even Gao Rong had to treat with caution. So what? Yi Qinglong said stiffly. I'm covering that place. It's that simple. If you know what's good for you, get out of here. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Chun Haonan did want to scare Yi Qinglong. He had underestimated Yi Qinglong's determination. Just what kind of background did the lady boss have for Yi Qinglong to protect her like this? This was different from what Wang Dong had said. Young Master Yi. Lu Qingfeng ran over and greeted Yi Qinglong. Yi Qinglong was about to lose his temper when he recognized the person. I will take care of things here. Tell Miss Lu not to be afraid. Lu Qingfeng had never seen Yi Qinglong speak to him so politely. Brother-in-law is awesome. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Lu Qingfeng said, My brother-in-law asked you to deal with the matter as soon as possible. It's broad daylight, and it will affect the appearance of the city. Brother-in-law. Yi Qinglong immediately reacted. Isn't brother-in-law Lin Fei? So Lin Fei was in the restaurant. I came to the right place. Yi Qinglong really did not know that Lin Fei was in the small restaurant, and did not dare to arrange people to keep an eye on him. Finally, I can perform well. Tell young Master Lin not to worry. I will take care of things right away. Yi Qinglong said. Young Master Lin? Chun Haonan also heard the words, and his heart skipped a beat. The lady boss's backer was so powerful that it could make Yi Qinglong show a fawning expression. After thinking about it, Chun Haonan could not think of any powerful guy in the River North District with the surname Lin. Chun Haonan, I will say one more time. Are you leaving or not? Yi Qinglong said fiercely. If you don't leave, I will definitely break your legs later. Chun Haonan's expression was complicated. If he left, it would be really embarrassing. Not only would he lose face, but also the Azure Dragon gangs. Young Master Yi, you've gone too far. When was the Azure Dragon gang afraid of the Yi family? Chun Haonan gritted his teeth. He could not admit defeat. It was just a fight. Who was afraid of who? Do it. Beat him hard for me. Yi Qinglong ordered, took the iron bar and smashed it at Chun Haonan. They started fighting. Lu Qingfeng was shocked. He was just passing on a message. How could they start fighting? The two sides immediately became a mess. The scene was quite explosive. Everyone secretly shrank their necks and did not dare to move forward. The Azure Dragon Gang's strength is not bad. Lin Fei also noticed. He was very satisfied with Yi Qinglong's performance. When the two gangs started fighting, Yi Qinglong's men were obviously weaker and were basically suppressed. Yi Qinglong himself was injured, but he was also struggling to hold on. No wonder the Azure Dragon Gang is so influential. Lin Fei squinted, and with a flick of his finger, a stream of energy shot out. Chun Haonan was feeling proud of himself when he felt a pain in his knee and fell to the ground. Before he could react, Yi Qinglong's iron bar hit his shoulder and he fell to the ground. His head was in a daze. Yi Qinglong's side was originally inferior, but suddenly, as if they were helped by God, the Azure Dragon Gang fell to the ground one after another, holding their heads and begging for mercy. Many people even looked at each other. How did they lose? Everyone could not understand. It must be young Master Lin. Yi Qinglong saw the problem. It must be young Master Lin who helped them defeat Chun Haonan's men. Chun Haonan, I've already told you that I'll definitely break your legs. Yi Qinglong was injured, and with a sullen face he hit his knee a few times. No matter who it was, that crisp cracking sound would cause their hearts to tremble. Wang Dong and Huang Mao, who were standing not far away, were so scared that they collapsed to the ground. It's over, it's over. Wang Dong regretted asking for help. Chun Haonan's knee was probably broken, and if the Azure Dragon Gang blamed him, he would definitely be finished. Wang Dong, you made me suffer. Chun Haonan almost fainted from the pain. He turned around and stared at Wang Dong with a murderous look. Wang Dong's face was pale, without a trace of blood. Brother Haonan, I really didn't know it would turn out like this. Yi Qinglong came over. You're the one who caused trouble. You're very capable. Wang Dong was really scared, and his body trembled uncontrollably. I'm from Perfect International. You can't touch me. Yi Qinglong said disdainfully, so you're from Perfect International. No wonder you dare to do such a thing. You could come anywhere, but you chose this place. I can only say that you're unlucky. The metal rod in his hand smashed down. On my leg. Yi Qinglong was also a ruthless person, and Perfect International's influence was not small. However, he had young Master Lin, who even Gao Rong was afraid of, behind him. Who was afraid of who? He broke both his legs cleanly. Since he wanted to do it, he had to be thorough. Lin Fei was very satisfied with Yi Qinglong's performance. He was a ruthless person, and a ruthless person who would do things. The Azure Dragon Gang's influence was not low, much higher than the Yi family's. He knew this, but he still dared to do it. Lin Fei liked it. This person can be groomed. Suddenly, an idea popped into his head. Come. Wonderful Book House. Chapter 3902. The scene on Watercloud Street. This caused everyone to be shocked, once again. Although they knew that the lady boss of the small restaurant had someone backing her up, they didn't expect her backer to be so strong. The people from Perfect International had beaten her up just like that. This wasn't something an ordinary person would dare to do. Those who still had thoughts about the fairy duck had completely given up on it. They couldn't afford to offend them. Whoever went would be courting death. Yi Qinglong arranged for his men to throw out Chen Haonan's men one by one. Watercloud Street regained its peace. Young Master Lin. Yi Qinglong stood in front of Lin Fei obediently. You did a good job this time. Lin Fei looked at Yi Qinglong. I don't want this kind of thing to happen again. Yi Qinglong nodded repeatedly. I promise that this kind of thing will never happen again. Whoever dares to cause trouble here is my enemy. In the Jiangbei district, the Yi family has never been afraid of anyone. That's for the best, Lin Fei said. As for the Green Dragon Gang, I'll take care of it. Yi Qinglong put down a stone. Miss Lu, this is my name card. If anyone dares to cause trouble, feel free to call me. Yi Qinglong gave her 2 name cards. I'll be there as soon as possible. Lu Qingru didn't refuse this time. After being in business for so long, she knew a thing or two. Yi Qinglong was tactful. After leaving his name card, he took the initiative to leave. His heart was filled with pride. He had finally curried favor this time. Lil Yi, take this and frame it. Lin Fei called Yi Qinglong back and gave him the words he had written. I'll do it and send it back. Outside Watercloud Street, Chen Haonan's legs were broken, and so was Wang Dong's. Revenge, we must get revenge. Chen Haonan couldn't take it lying down. And you, Wang Dong, contact Perfect International too. You need to help out in this matter. Wang Dong didn't dare to say no. He had suffered such a big loss. If he didn't get revenge this time, he wouldn't be able to take it lying down for the rest of his life. I'll call them right away. As a business manager, even though it was just a title, he was still someone who could get things done. Whether it was Chen Haonan's side or Wang Dong's Perfect International, they were furious when they heard that something had happened. They didn't take them seriously at all. Big Brother Lin, it seems like they haven't left yet. Lu Qingfeng went out and told Lin Fei about it when he came back. He was a little worried. Whether it was the Azure Dragon Gang or Perfect International, they were not easy to deal with. Looks like I haven't beaten them enough yet. Lin Fei smiled faintly. Then let them call for reinforcements. Let's settle this once and for all. Lin Fei didn't want something like this to happen more than once or twice. It might be fine if he was around, but if he wasn't, the lady boss would be the one to suffer. Lin Fei would never allow such a thing to happen. Xiao Fei, why don't we call the police? Lu Qingru was also worried. It's just a small matter. I'll deal with it later. Lin Fei smiled. Oh, right. I'm going to try Lady Boss's home-cooked dishes tonight. Lu Qingru giggled. You're really bold. There's someone outside and you're still thinking about dinner. Although she said so, in fact, Lu Qingru was very happy. For some reason, as long as Lin Fei was here, Lu Qingru was in a particularly good mood. It was as if she had found a safe harbor where she didn't have to worry about people making trouble or being bullied. I like Sister Qingrou's dishes. Lin Fei smiled. As the saying goes, dying under a peony is also romantic. This is the same principle as Sister Qingrou's delicious dishes. Lu Qingru rolled her eyes. I don't care about you. I'm going to prepare. Lu Qingfeng secretly gave him a thumbs up. Brother-in-law, you're amazing. Brother-in-law. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. In the face of this word, he was not angry. Instead, he was quite satisfied. Come to me tomorrow. Lin Fei glanced at Lu Qingfeng and said, Your sister has already said that it's time for you to temper yourself. Lu Qingfeng's heart was not calm. Did he say something wrong just now? Outside Shui Yun Street, about less than half an hour had passed. 2 black Mercedes-Benz stopped on the side of the road. Chun Haonan is really a waste. He mentioned our Azure Dragon Gang and still got beaten. From the Mercedes-Benz, a strong man with a ferocious face came down. Anyone who looked at him would feel a chill. Brother Hu. Chun Haonan was supported by someone. Waste. Brother, who came over and slapped Chun Haonan to the ground. Disgraceful. Chun Haonan was so scared that he trembled and didn't dare to say a word. Brother Hu, what a coincidence. A middle-aged man also came next to Wang Dong and took the initiative to greet Li Hu. You're from Perfect International. Li, who seemed to have seen the person in front of him. I'm little Zhang. I ate at the hotel last time. Zhang Xueming took the initiative to say, When I was with Minister Luo, I had the honor to see Brother Hu's figure. Li Hu finally had some impression. So it's little Zhang. Your Perfect International really doesn't know how to do things. Li Hu was also a little angry. If this spread, the Azure Dragon Gang would be laughed at. Zhang Xueming didn't dare to say anything more. Brother Hu, our Perfect International will definitely give you an explanation for this matter. I'll remember this. As a member of the Azure Dragon Gang and a confidant of the young master, Perfect International had to give an explanation for this matter. It was impossible not to bleed at least once. Right now, there was one more thing, and that was to clean up the people in the restaurant. Daring to challenge the Azure Dragon Gang, Li Hu wanted to see who had the guts to do so. Lead the way. Chun Haonan was supported by someone. Even if his head was sweating, he didn't dare to make a sound. That's the one. Li Hu really wanted to slap Chun Haonan to death. He was at a disadvantage in this kind of small place and even had his knee broken. It was really shameful. Chun Haonan could feel Brother Hu's anger. No matter where you come from, you're dead this time. Chun Haonan cursed in his heart. This time, if that Yi Qinglong dared to come again, he would have to obediently lower his head. Li, who brought his 3 subordinates and Chun Haonan and went straight to the small restaurant. You people here have guts, daring to injure people from our Azure Dragon Gang. Li Hu came up and prepared to kick the door open. If I were you, I'd stand there obediently. A cold voice with a trace of familiarity came from inside. Who are you, daring to talk to me like this? Li Hu didn't manage to kick out, but his knee went numb. With a plop, he half knelt down. Kneel there obediently. Lin Fei walked out unhurriedly. With one look, it was actually a familiar person. Li Hu got up and wanted to beat the other up, but when he raised his head, he saw a figure. Suddenly, his entire body broke out in cold sweat. How could it be him? Chun Haonan didn't notice this. Brother Hu, it's him. You have guts, daring to attack Brother Hu. What are you guys still standing there for? Go and beat him up. Who allowed you to speak? Li Hu turned around and knocked Chun Haonan onto the ground with a palm. Young Master Lin, I'm really not here to cause trouble. Come. Wonderful Book House. Chapter 3903. Chun Haonan's face was burning, and his entire face was filled with confusion. Why did Brother Hu hit him? Of course, Li Hu remembered this person. The leader of the Azure Dragon Gang, Gao Jian, was killed by Lin Fei in front of him. This secret was only known by a few people in the Azure Dragon Gang, and Li Hu was one of them. Li who was even warned by the young master, offend anyone but this Lin Fei. Once someone offended Lin Fei, they would be directly punished according to the gang rules. Li, who was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Qin Haonan, you're really good. Of all people to offend, you had to offend young Master Lin. Li, who kicked Qin Haonan. I'll kick you, you bastard. Li, who was also furious and couldn't care less. Who asked you to offend young Master Lin? Young Master Lin is not someone you can offend. Li, who kicked again and again with full force, kicking until Qin Haonan could only hug his head. Brother Hu, I was wrong. I won't dare next time. He subconsciously held his head. Qin Haonan absolutely did not expect that this person would have such a big background. Wang Dong really killed me this time. Zhang Xueming, who was standing at the door, did not dare to breathe. Both his legs were trembling. This time he kicked an iron plate. Li, who was one of the confidants of the young master of the Azure Dragon Gang. One could imagine how high his status was. But now he actually beat his own subordinate. Zhang Xueming felt that the sky had collapsed. Enough! Lin Fei said indifferently, Go back and tell your young master that I'm covering this place. If there's any more trouble next time, I don't mind going over to have tea with him. Li, who broke out in a cold sweat. Young Master Lin, don't worry. This kind of thing won't happen again. Li, who lowered his head. Get lost. Lin Fei waved his hand. Oh, right. There's also the matter of Perfect International. I don't want to see them appear in this area again. Yes, yes. Li, who nodded repeatedly, take him away. The two subordinates behind him picked up Qin Haonan and left. Lin Fei believed that Gao Rong would definitely handle this matter well and conveniently take care of Perfect International. No matter how powerful the restaurant giant was, how could it compare to the Azure Dragon Gang? Lu Qingfeng, who was watching from the side, was extremely excited. The people from the Azure Dragon Gang were actually all well-behaved. Just what kind of background did his brother-in-law have? It had to be known that a person like Li, who had a fierce reputation in the Eastern Sea, even ordinary billionaires had to be polite to him. Lu Qingru suddenly couldn't see through Lin Fei. The matter has been resolved. Just wait for the opening. Lin Fei smiled. Li, who limped out. Go back and tell your boss that this time your Perfect International will have to bleed. Li, who fiercely threw down a sentence before leaving with Qin Haonan. This matter must be reported to the young master immediately. Glory Club. Gao Rong liked to stay in the Glory Club. Ever since he witnessed his subordinate being beaten to death, Gao Rong had given up on dealing with Lin Fei. That kind of person was not someone he could deal with. Gao Rong was even worried that the other party would take revenge on him. Only later did he realize that he had been thinking too much. That kind of person would definitely look down on him. In fact, Gao Rong was overthinking things. That person really didn't look for trouble with him. Gao Rong could be considered to be relieved. He even sealed the matter of that day. Thus, no one knew what happened. As for Gao Jian's death, he just had to choose another gang leader. Young master, something happened. Li, who knocked on the door and came in. With a plop, he kneeled down. Gao Rong's face immediately turned gloomy. What happened? My subordinate offended young Master Lin. Li, who lowered his head and said, It's that Lin Fei. Gao Rong still wanted to curse a few more times. In the next second, he grabbed the ashtray on the table and smashed it down. Bastard! How many times have I told you not to offend Lin Fei? Do you have ears or not? Li, who didn't dare to speak anymore. Tell me what happened before and after. Don't leave out any details. Until now, Gao Rong still hadn't forgotten Lin Fei's methods. It was fine if he didn't mention it, but once he mentioned it, he fell into a terrible nightmare. At Perfect International's side, Zhang Xueming brought Wang Dong back. This alarmed the Perfect International's boss. Wang Dong, Zhang Xueming, you guys really know how to cause trouble for me. A man with a fat head and big ears roared. Drops of cold sweat dripped down. The Azure Dragon Gang. Even if Perfect International's influence was great, they had no chance of winning against the Azure Dragon Gang. Immediately contact young Master Gao. The man wiped his sweat. If this matter wasn't solved, no one could sleep well. After Lu Qingru finished her dinner, Lin Fei left the restaurant. I'll be there on the opening day. Lin Fei smiled. Lu Qingru nodded. I'll wait for you. She waited until Lin Fei drove away in his Bentley Timbo. Lu Qingfeng walked out. Sis, I think Brother Lin is very good. I have no objection to him being my brother-in-law. In the next second, Lu Qingru turned around and glared at him. What nonsense are you talking about? If you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll tear your mouth apart. Lu Qingfeng shrank his neck. The next morning, Lin Fei sent Charlene to work. Since she knew that Lin Fei was driving a luxury car, Charlene changed to hitchhiking. The reason was so good that Lin Fei had nothing to say. You're a big boss now. You should at least take care of the company every day. Lin Fei really didn't know how to refute such a sentence. He could only drive Charlene to work. When Charlene arrived at the company, Lin Fei didn't go up. Instead, he called Lu Qingfeng from a nearby place and told him his location. About half an hour later, Lu Qingfeng had arrived. He had taken a taxi. Brother Lin. Lu Qingfeng actually wanted to call him brother-in-law, but he changed it later. Get in. Lin Fei greeted. Lu Qingfeng carefully sat in the Bentley Timbo. Brother Lin, where are we going? Lu Qingfeng asked. You'll know later. Lin Fei drove all the way to the suburbs of Jiangbei District. Compared with the bustling Jiangbei District, the suburbs were much quieter. Listen up. Lin Fei stopped the car by the roadside and took out a bank card. There's 5 million in this card. Your task is to rent a warehouse in this area. It doesn't have to be very big, but it needs to be quiet. Lu Qingfeng's eyes widened. He was actually doing things for Brother Lin. He was excited. After that, you'll collect materials according to the list on this. Lin Fei continued. Don't be afraid to spend money. I believe you can do it well. Tell me if you don't have enough money. Collect materials. Lu Qingfeng was stunned for a moment, then he became excited. At first, he thought that he was doing things for others, so he wasn't too happy. However, it was different to do things for his brother-in-law. He was proud. Lu Qingfeng didn't like Lin Fei back then, but it was different now. He wanted his sister to marry Lin Fei more than anyone else. I understand. Lu Qingfeng said happily, I'm the best at this kind of thing. I promise I'll do it well. Come. Miao Shu Wu. Chapter 3904. After arranging things for Lu Qingfeng, Lin Fei felt much more relaxed now. He believed that Lu Qingfeng would not let him down for such a simple thing as purchasing materials. It was such a simple thing. If Lu Qingfeng couldn't do it well, then he could only say that Lu Qingfeng was useless. Lin Fei had nothing to say. If Lu Qingfeng really had the ability to do it, Lin Fei could really relax. He left the suburbs of River North District. Lin Fei was not idle. The fusion liquid needed to be refined. But Lin Fei did not want to do this kind of thing often. These trivial things had to be solved completely. Lin Fei planned to find someone to customize a machine that could refine fusion liquid. Others might not be able to do it, but Lin Fei could. The outside of the equipment depended on processing, as long as the core was refined by Lin Fei himself. This idea was still feasible. Lin Fei was almost not idle the whole morning. He went to many OEM factories, some of which refused him directly because they thought it was too troublesome. The last one. There were many small private factories in the suburbs of River North District. The equipment designed by Lin Fei was very rough and did not contain any technical content. It was also used to fool outsiders. As long as there was a real core, the rest was not a simple thing. The last factory was very ordinary. A middle-aged man with a square face came out. There was a sense of sharpness in him, but it was almost worn out. "Boss, we can process everything here, and the specifications are 100% suitable." The man with a square face greeted him enthusiastically as soon as he saw the Bentley Timbo. "Everything. Yes, yes, everything." The man with a square face said, "We can negotiate the price." Lin Fei could see that the man was a little embarrassed when he spoke. Life was not easy. "Look at this. If you can process it, then process it. If not, then forget it." Lin Fei took out the drawing. This was drawn by Lin Fei himself. Even though he had never learned how to design, to an Undying Realm expert like Lin Fei, it was actually very simple. The man with a square face took the drawing. This design was not very standard, but it felt very real. It was a very strange thing. The design was a completely sealed item. It was very strange, but the square-faced man didn't ask much. "I don't know what material you want to use to make it." Lin Fei did not have high requirements for this. After all, the processing here required further refinement. "An average one is fine. If you can make it, make 3 first," Lin Fei said. The square-faced man thought for a moment and said, "If it's 3, if the material is average, it'll cost at least 300,000 each. 3 for 900,000. I can give you a discount, 880,000. For the square-faced man, such a business deal could at least relieve some of his stress for a period of time. 900,000 it is." Lin Fei laughed. "After all, your situation isn't too good. For me, there's not much difference between 900,000 and 880,000. The square-faced man said, "Thank you." This was the first time the square-faced man had encountered such a considerate boss. Lin Fei transferred 500,000 over. "Consider this a deposit." Lin Fei laughed. "I don't ask you to rush the work, but the quality must be guaranteed." The square-faced man sent the other party away, feeling like he was dreaming. A martial artist actually opened a factory. Lin Fei drove Tianyue back to the Zhangbei district. The corner of his mouth raised slightly, revealing a smile. The square-jawed man looked like a boss, but there was always a sense of sharpness about him. There was also a sense of ambivalence about him. There was a trace of qi in the man's body. Although it was very weak, it was not difficult to see that this man was definitely a martial artist. As for why he was here, there must be a problem. Lin Fei was not interested in knowing, as long as the other party could produce his own equipment. Although this product was a knockoff, once this knockoff product passed through his hands, it would become a treasure with a shake of its body. Yes, it was a treasure, with the blessing of a formation and talisman. Even a pig could become a flying pig, let alone a piece of equipment. In Lin Fei's eyes, the path of refining was broad and profound. A mere piece of equipment could be reborn with a little refining. At the same time, Southeast Asia, in an old forest in the mountains. In the depths of the old forest, there was a cold and gloomy atmosphere. Sunlight could not shine in. Large amounts of fallen leaves piled up, filling the air with a pungent smell. Zhao Tai knelt on the decaying leaves, and on the ground around him, crawling insects appeared continuously. These crawling insects included centipedes, poisonous snakes, spiders, and so on. Those who were timid would break out in cold sweat on the spot, not even daring to move. "Master, you must avenge your disciple." Zhao Tai knelt on the ground. During this trip to China, Zhao Tai had suffered a lot. Fortunately, he had connections, otherwise his corpse might really have sunk in the Huangpu River. Who would have thought that Hu Zhonghua would find such a powerful grandmaster, who could cripple him so easily? If not for his desire for revenge, Zhao Tai would have long been killed by Hu Zhonghua's people. That place had now become a nightmare that Zhao Tai could not forget for the rest of his life. Right now, Zhao Tai could only hope that his master would make a move. As long as his master made a move, that grandmaster would definitely die. Only then would he be able to vent the anger in his heart. A dignified grandmaster expert had now become a cripple. This was not something that anyone could accept. It was already good enough that Zhao Tai did not collapse. Zhao Tai, how many times have I told you not to make a move in that place? Why didn't you listen? A dark-skinned silhouette walked out. This was a man covered by a cloak, revealing only a pair of cold eyes. The surrounding temperature dropped instantly. The insects that were crawling on the decaying leaves all fell to the ground, no longer breathing. This person was Zhao Tai's master, Kaishan, the #1 tame headmaster. Master, I was wrong. I was really wrong. But I am not resigned to this. Zhao Tai kowtowed to the ground, making loud banging sounds. I only ask that master avenge me. I am willing to give up everything I have. Even if Zhao Tai had to die, he would kill the young grandmaster. If he did not kill him, he would not be able to rest in peace. Even if he died, he would not be able to rest in peace. He had spent most of his life training and ascended to the position of grandmaster. In the end, he was crippled. No one would be willing to accept this. Although you have disappointed me, you are still my disciple, and also my most talented disciple. The man under the cloak said, I will satisfy your request for revenge. But before that, I need to take something from you. Master, take whatever you want. Zhao Tai did not regret it. This disciple only asks for a quick death. All right. Whoosh! The man under the cloak opened his mouth and shot out a black light. It was a black snake with a strange luster. It drilled into Zhao Tai's heart. Zhao Tai's body immediately twisted and struggled. Then he no longer moved. He stood up slowly, without a trace of color on his face. He was like a walking corpse. China, wait for me to refine the strongest helper. I will step into China again. This time, I will take revenge for the enmity from 50 years ago. Chapter 3905. Young Master, I found the place where that kid is staying. When should we make a move? Outside the Soaring Dragon Villa, in an inconspicuous car, Yan was reporting the situation. Since the young master suffered a loss last time, Yan had put a lot of effort into this matter. Heaven rewarded those who worked hard. He finally found the place where the other party was staying. Keep watching. Yan Tianheng heard the voice and was filled with hatred. After visiting the 3rd Grandmaster of Donghai, Yan Tianheng was relieved. No matter how powerful that kid was, he would definitely lose if he asked the 3rd Grandmaster of Donghai, Luo Tianyan, arrange someone to follow him. Lin Fei dealt with the matter. He came to the Soaring Dragon Villa to take a look. In fact, it was Xiaolon who called Lin Fei, who had nothing to do. That's why he came. Standing on the balcony of the villa, Lin Fei smiled lightly. It seems that you still haven't given up. At such a close distance, no one could follow Lin Fei. When he got out of the car, Lin Fei had already noticed it. He also knew who was watching him, as long as he had seen someone before. Unless Lin Fei didn't want to remember them, he would know them as soon as they appeared. Daring to follow me? I'm afraid they found a grandmaster. Interesting, interesting, Lin Fei said with a smile. When he was about to turn around, Lin Fei frowned slightly. I didn't expect there to be more than one group of people following me. Could it be that they are from the Li family? Could it be that they can't take it lying down? In an inconspicuous place near the villa, someone was peeping at him with a trace of killing intent. Hubby, this is my choice. What do you think? Xiaolon walked over and leaned half of her body on Lin Fei. Very stylish. You have better taste than me, Lin Fei said with a smile and hugged Xiaolon. Xiaolon was very happy recently. There was a luxury car. There was a villa to live in soon. And it was Xiaolan style. Where else could he find such a good thing? I also found someone to design a few rooms. Hubby, can you help me refer to them? Xiaolon blinked. Okay, on the opposite side of the street. This was a high-rise business district. On one of the floors, the black curtains were drawn, leaving only a corner exposed. The high-powered binoculars allowed one to see what was happening in the villa. This is the kid. He is worth 100 million US dollars. There were 3 people in the room, 2 men and 1 woman. The man was a Caucasian and the woman was a blonde beauty with an explosive figure. However, if anyone thought that they were easy to bully, they would be gravely mistaken. This was Anna, also known as the Black Widow. The other 2 were also very famous. They were the silver assassins of the dark organization. 100 million US dollars is too easy to earn. John, a Caucasian man, said with a smile, "Even if he's a martial artist, he'll definitely die. It's a pity that we can't bring sniper rifles in. Otherwise, we'd be able to finish him off with 1 shot. Why go through so much trouble? We can only blame those guys from the Yen Huang battle team." Another Caucasian, Zach, said unwillingly, "But it doesn't matter. We'll go and kill that kid tonight. Anna, what do you say?" Anna was wearing a tight-fitting leather suit, and her blonde hair was draped over her shoulders. Her entire body was brimming with passion. It was hard to imagine that this was an assassin. China's martial artists are suitable for long-range attacks. However, that kid seems to be into women. I think we should change to another method to kill that kid, Anna said with a smile. After all, killing a Chinese martial artist is quite an achievement. Therefore, I've decided to do it myself. You guys just need to help me keep a close eye on him. The 2 Caucasians felt a tinge of envy. Anna, we're actually very strong. John said, we can totally satisfy you. Swoosh! A ray of cold light flashed past. It's better for a candle head like you to stand aside. Anna was playing with a dagger in her hand. However, as long as you can block 3 of my attacks, I don't mind playing with you. The 2 Caucasians shook their heads subconsciously. Forget about that. The Black Widow wasn't that easy to sleep with. Lin Fei had to give up on Xiaolon. He thought that she was referring to a normal room. However, when it came to the reference, Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Hubby, do you like it? Xiaolon made a few rooms on her own. These rooms were different from normal rooms, because each room had a special name. For example, teacher's room, doctor's room, CEO's office, etc. I didn't expect my old classmate to be so dirty. Does your mother know? Lin Fei said with a smile. Xiaolon blinked. Hubby, you just need to say whether you like it or not. To be honest, Lin Fei quite liked it. This was a kind of bad taste, but it was something that men couldn't refuse. Hubby, you're too amazing. I can't take it anymore after being tormented by you a few times. As a man, it's uncomfortable to hold it in. I'm planning to find a few brothers-in-law to serve you, Xiaolon said as she lowered her head. Lin Fei was an immortal expert. Just a bit of battle power from him was something that Xiaolon couldn't handle. It could be said that Lin Fei couldn't enjoy himself to his heart's content every time. He didn't expect Xiaolon to be so considerate. She even knew how to find a woman for him. Lin Fei really didn't think about this kind of thing. Not bad. You're starting to learn how to get customers. Lin Fei lightly patted Xiaolon's perky, but Xiaolon was indeed worried that Lin Fei would be angry. Her heart was in a mess. After this light pat, she heaved a sigh of relief. Hubby doesn't seem angry. I seem to have done the right thing. Let's talk about this kind of thing next time. Lin Fei felt that after he came back, he seemed to be doing as the Romans do. If it was before, he might have scolded her loudly. But now, there was actually a trace of yearning. Xiaolon smiled sweetly. She was completely relieved and obediently said, I know. Lin Fei accompanied Xiaolon for dinner. After that, he personally sent Xiaolon home. After returning home, he inevitably urged the horse to sail. Unfortunately, the horse had a problem with its physical strength. It couldn't take it any more halfway. He could only urge the horse to gallop another day. Lin Fei didn't stay the night. He came out of the neighborhood and left on Tianyue. At night, there weren't many cars on the road. Lin Fei's speed wasn't very fast. He thought about some things and calculated the time. It was time to go to Longting Villa to meet Master Yu Zishan. He was quite interested in that thing in Longting Villa. This place had always been on Lin Fei's mind. When turning a corner, a woman on a bicycle appeared in front of him. Coincidentally, when Lin Fei was about to turn, they brushed past each other. The woman on the bicycle fell over. I bumped into someone. Lin Fei frowned. He immediately got off the bicycle to check the situation. After getting off the bicycle, he saw a woman. It was a foreign woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. At this moment, she looked like she was frowning slightly. "I'm sorry. I was thinking about something just now and was lost in thought." Without waiting for Lin Fei to speak, the woman on the ground spoke first. She spoke in very pure Mandarin without a trace of noise. "Can you help me up?" Chapter 3906. Lin Fei smiled. "Sure." He took the initiative to reach out and hold the blonde beauty's hand. When she stood up, he realized that the blonde beauty was much taller than Lin Fei himself. She really was a tall woman. "Oh, I think I hurt my foot." The tall woman stood up and let out a soft cry. Half of her body leaned on Lin Fei. A faintly discernible fragrance filled the air. At the same time, her full breasts also leaned on Lin Fei's arm. This scene, no matter what kind of man it was, would definitely be unbearable. "Sir, I live not far from here. Can you take me home?" The tall woman said coquettishly, "Sure." At this time, Lin Fei seemed to be fascinated. Even his speech became unnatural. "Actually, it's all my fault. If it weren't for me, I wouldn't have bumped into you. I should have taken you home." Lin Fei said, "How about I take you to the hospital?" The tall woman said, "No need, sir. I have ointment at home. I'll be fine after applying it overnight. It's too much trouble to go to the hospital." Okay, then I'll take you home." Lin Fei helped the tall woman lift the bicycle, folded it, and put it in the back. Then, he carefully helped the tall woman get off the car. Inadvertently, the tall woman's eyes flashed with a touch of pride. "What Huaxia martial artists? Aren't they all the same? They all fell for my trick. When I get there, I can do whatever I want. This $100 million was really easy to get. Guru? If all Huaxia gurus were like this." Anna promised that she would take care of all of them. At this time, in a dark room, both Caucasians gave a thumbs up. "Anna is really amazing. That Huaxia martial artist took the bait. I guess that man thinks he's having an affair." The Caucasian man laughed. "Ha ha, when that brat arrives, he'll be in for a hard time." According to the tall woman's guidance, Lin Fei drove to a neighborhood not far away. "I live in this community on the 12th floor of Block B," the tall woman said softly with a weak look. "Don't worry, I will send you upstairs. After all, it was my fault tonight." Lin Fei said, "I should send you upstairs." He helped the Caucasian horse down. Half of her body was almost leaning on Lin Fei. Step by step, he entered the elevator all the way to the 12th floor. The Caucasian commander, Lin Fei, opened the door. After going in, a gun was pointed at Lin Fei's head. "I'm sorry, Mr. Lin, but this is a real gun. I hope you won't move or struggle." Hardadef spoke in Chinese as he held a needle in his hand and stabbed it into Lin Fei's neck. All the liquid in the syringe was injected into Lin Fei's body. "I gave you a muscle relaxation potion just now. It can instantly make your body enter a weakened state," Zach said. The two white men pushed Lin Fei onto the sofa. "Who are you?" Sitting on the sofa, Lin Fei's face suddenly turned pale, and his whole body seemed to be limp. "Anna, should we kill this person now, or?" Anna no longer looked like she had been injured before. "You can't kill people here." Anna shook her head. "If you want to kill him, you have to take him outside. Then take him immediately." "Anna, and the other two pushed Lin Fei into a van. "Aren't you afraid of my people's revenge on you?" Lin Fei sat in the back. 3 foreigners came to deal with him. Lin Fei really wanted to laugh. Anna also sat in the back, playing with a dagger in her hand. "Revenge? That's if they can find us first. So you're very confident." Lin Fei laughed. "All right, I want to know how much this bounty is worth so I can have an idea. It can't be too cheap. Kid, you're already at death's door, and you still want to know this." Zack kept pointing his gun at Lin Fei. He was very cautious. One must know that Chinese martial artists were not easy to deal with. Many people in the underground organization had fallen to Chinese martial artists. Therefore, there was a saying in the organization: one must be extremely careful when dealing with Chinese martial artists, because one careless mistake would cause them to suffer greatly, or even pay with their lives. It sounded ridiculous, but the repeated incidents had taught the underground organization many lessons. From then on, they had to be careful whenever they came to China to carry out a mission. "Mr. Lin, I'm actually quite surprised that your bounty is so high, because you're not worth it at all." Anna suddenly said, "Do you believe that you're worth 100 million, not in Chinese currency but in US dollars? According to conversion, you're worth 600 million Chinese dollars, right?" Anna really couldn't see why this person was worth 100 million US dollars. She thought it would be very difficult to deal with, but in the end he was easily taken down. It was like a dream. "So I'm worth 100 million US dollars. That's quite valuable." Lin Fei laughed. "I thought it was only worth a few million." Anna suddenly felt that this young man was quite interesting. He was so calm even in the face of death. Was he not afraid of death? Once they left the Zhongbei district and went to the river outside, it would be Lin Fei's time of death. "You're a very interesting person," Anna said. "Ordinary people would definitely struggle and beg for mercy when they know they're going to die, but you're different." Lin Fei leaned back. "Since I'm going to die anyway, what's the use of struggling and begging for mercy? You're still going to kill me anyway. If that's the case, I might as well accept my fate." Accept his fate. Anna seemed to agree with this statement. Even the so-called almighty immortals of China would not be able to help once they were poisoned by the drug developed by their organization. Whether it was a Chinese martial artist or a Chinese grandmaster, as long as they were poisoned, they would not be able to exert their strength. It could be said that it worked every time. But for some reason, Anna felt that there was something wrong with his smile. It was as if he had nothing to fear. Anna quickly suppressed that thought, because it was completely unrealistic. Under such circumstances, how could Lin Fei, the Huaxia man, resist? That was completely impossible. In order to deal with Lin Fei, they had put in a lot of effort. "I must be worrying too much," Anna told himself in his heart. He has already lost the chance to make a move. He's like a fish on the chopping board. Can he still turn the situation around? Anna felt that he was thinking too much. He was really thinking too much. Unknowingly, the van left the Zhongbei district and came to the outskirts. It went straight to a deserted riverside. "The moon tonight is not bad. Unfortunately, you're going to die." Anna looked outside. "Because you're a Chinese martial artist, I'll give you a quick death." Lin Fei nodded seriously. "Tonight is indeed not bad. It's not a dark and windy night to kill." Not long after, the van stopped in a forest. "Come down." Zack pushed the man down. The muzzle never left. As long as the man dared to move, he would shoot him dead. Mobile version of the fastest updated website. M. Chapter 3907. To be able to complete the mission so easily was out of Anna's expectations. The person who placed the bounty had taken Lin Fei too seriously. "Mr. Lin, the scenery here isn't bad, right?" Anna took out a dagger from the side of his tight clothes. The dagger wasn't big, but it was very exquisite and emitted a terrifying cold light. "This is my specialized dagger. I have killed 136 people so far, and you are my 137th. Lin Fei nodded. The dagger is not bad, but I'm afraid it will disappoint you, because the quality of your dagger isn't good enough. The quality wasn't good enough. This was the funniest joke Anna had ever heard. Is that so? Anna laughed and casually slashed with the dagger as fast as lightning. It slashed across Lin Fei's neck. Unfortunately, you're wrong, Anna said. My dagger is sharper than you think. This slash was filled with strength. Anna had used the dagger in his hand to slash open countless people's necks. Your strength is too light. Lin Fei shook his head. Moreover, your dagger is too blunt. Anna indeed did not take him seriously. Using a dagger to kill was his favorite method. No blood. After the dagger slashed across, no blood splattered out, and the opponent looked even more relaxed. Anna subconsciously looked at the dagger in his hand. The dagger was made of alloy, and the blade was filled with nicks. On the surface of the dagger, there were even cracks. How is this possible? Anna sucked in a breath of cold air. This was a dagger that Anna had specially made. It was incomparably sharp and extremely hard. But the scene in front of him was really strange. You! Anna took advantage of the situation and directly stabbed the dagger towards Lin Fei's heart. It was fast and ruthless. Lin Fei waved his hand and Anna flew out. Shoot! Zack, who had been pointing his gun at Lin Fei, reacted extremely quickly and was ready to shoot. Bang! Before he could shoot, Lin Fei slapped Zack's body, causing him to explode into a pool of blood. Seeing this scene, Hardadef's mind went blank. His teammate was actually killed with a single palm. Was this a Chinese martial artist? I don't like white people. Lin Fei didn't even spare him a glance. With a single palm strike, he exploded Johann, causing blood to drip down. You killed John and Zack. Go to hell. Anna got up with a pale face. She took out her silencer and fired at Lin Fei. Bang, bang, bang. A total of 3 shots. His marksmanship was very accurate, all aimed at Lin Fei's head. At such a short distance, Anna was 100% confident that she could kill this Lin Fei martial artist. Lin Fei stretched out his hand and grabbed. Like searching for the moon at the bottom of the sea, he arrived in front of Anna in the next step. He snatched the silencer gun and exerted force, shattering it into pieces. If you want to beat me to death with this, I guess you'll be disappointed. Lin Fei raised his hand and the bullet fell to the ground. Martial artist. Martial artists can't be as powerful as you. Anna trembled. He actually met a guy who caught bullets with his bare hands. With the strength of his bare hands, he crushed the silencer gun. Lin Fei laughed. I'm not an ordinary martial artist. You can just treat me as the most powerful one. Anna smiled bitterly. Victory was in his grasp, but the situation was suddenly reversed. Now, he finally understood why there was a $100 million bounty. This was a grandmaster, a Chinese grandmaster. You win, Anna said, but if you want to know more, think about it. He was about to bite the poison on his teeth. Anna found that he couldn't move. As a silver assassin of the underground organization, he was already prepared for death. There was a fake tooth in Anna's teeth that was filled with poison. With a light bite, the poison could instantly kill a person. Before you explain clearly, only I can control your life, Lin Fei said with a faint smile. Anna's face turned even paler. What kind of enemy did I offend? In front of Lin Fei, Anna's actions couldn't be hidden from Lin Fei's eyes. It wouldn't be that easy to die. Lin Fei grabbed with his 5 fingers, and a drop of transparent liquid fell on his hand. With a flick, it fell on the grass and shattered Anna's tight clothes. Now you can't die even if you want to. Anna was only left with a set of underwear. All the small things he carried on his body were destroyed. Go ahead and run. But I'm afraid that a lot of people in the suburbs will be interested in a beauty like you. Lin Fei said with a smile. It must be said that Anna's figure belonged to the standard European and American body. It was really curvy. As long as it was a man, he would be tempted. Anna found that he could move. But after biting the fake teeth, there was no poison. Thinking back to the scene just now, the man with the smile in front of him was really too scary. This kind of method was never seen before. You're very powerful. We failed. Although Anna was panicking, he tried to calm himself down. As long as you don't kill me, I can help you find out who wants to kill you. I can even help you cancel the bounty mission. To be able to spend $100 million on his bounty, Lin Fei just needed to use his brain to know who did it. So far, he had only offended a few people. He would know the answer when he found them one by one. They wouldn't admit it? Did he forget that Lin Fei was an immortal expert? He had many methods. No need to investigate. Lin Fei said with a smile, I will find them one by one. As for your organization, I'll kill as many as you come. After all, I'm very free these days. It's quite interesting to have someone to play games with me. Too free? This was the first time Anna heard such an absurd reason. But she didn't know why she didn't suspect anything. Maybe it was just like what he said. He was really free and wanted to find someone to play games with, but using an assassin from the dark organization to play games. Anna felt that if the people from the dark organization knew about this, they would definitely be furious. This was the same as looking down on the dark organization. Don't kill me. I'm still useful. Anna seemed to understand that if she really couldn't say anything that could move the other party, she might really die here. Not even her bones would be left. She clearly saw what happened to John and Zach. They exploded into a puddle of blood. Perhaps she didn't know about it if she hadn't seen it. But Anna saw it with her own eyes. There was nothing more horrifying than this in the world. If they died, they would only be left with a corpse. But if they died in the hands of this man, they would only be left with a puddle of blood. In the end, it would even water the ground. There was nothing more ironic than this. Mr. Lin, as long as you don't kill me, I can be your subordinate and protect the people around you. There are many assassins in the dark organization. Mr. Lin can be unafraid of them. But it's different for the people around you, Anna said, and I know the tricks of the dark organization. I can become a ghost and protect them at any time. I can even cheer you up when you're in a bad mood. For example, Lin Fei smiled. Please allow me to perform a song for Mr. Lin. Come. WonderfulBookhouse.com. Chapter 3908. Anna was indeed afraid. As a woman, Anna was very confident in her sixth sense. She knew that if she said something bad, there would only be one result, death. Fortunately, Anna could speak. She managed to escape death. As for the performance after that, Anna did not have the slightest dissatisfaction. She even tried her best to perform. She used all her means and was almost exhausted. Her performance could barely be considered a success. How can there be such a terrifying person in the world? Are all the martial artists in the East so terrifying? Anna did not believe it before, but this time she really believed it. Your performance is not up to standard. Lin Fei laughed. Anna's tense heart was lifted again. I am willing to serve Mr. Lin. Anna said in her heart, here's my chance. Even though Anna looked very harmless right now, only the people of the dark organization knew that Anna was called the Black Widow. It was not as simple as she said. Pucker up. Lin Fei was also on a whim. After all, this was a foreign horse, the dream of his youth. Anna was very compatible with Lin Fei's taste in every aspect. It wasn't easy to find someone like Anna. She dared to murder him. She could be spared from death, but she could not escape punishment. She had to pay the price. Anna did not believe that this man was made of iron. If she made a move when she was at her weakest, she could definitely kill the man in front of her. This was Anna's last move, but when the other party rode the horse, Anna realized that she made a mistake. The other party instantly turned into a giant beast and attacked her crazily. He kept hitting her and climbed to the top of the clouds in the blink of an eye. This was a feeling she had never felt before. And this was only the beginning. It was rare for Lin Fei to show off on such an occasion. Moreover, it was a foreign horse. How could he show mercy to the fairer sex? He advanced by leaps and bounds. The whole process lasted for a full hour. Anna finally collapsed to the ground, unable to use any strength. Not bad, your endurance is not bad. Lin Fei laughed. Ordinary people can't endure that long. Your performance is not bad. Anna wanted to cry, but had no tears. This was like encountering a beast. It had to be said that Anna experienced what a real man was. Eat this, and your strength will recover. Lin Fei threw out a pill. What you need to do next is very simple. Destroy the contact point of the dark organization in the East Sea. Anna didn't dare to say no, and obediently ate the pill. Initially, he was unable to exert any strength at all. However, after consuming the pill, he recovered swiftly, becoming even stronger than before. Remember, this is your only chance to shine. Lin Fei flicked his finger, and a stream of light entered Anna's body. After destroying it, bring me the information. Anna shuddered. By the time he regained his senses, the other party had already disappeared without a trace. All that was left was darkness and silence, as well as the faint smell of blood. Lin Fei felt great. This was a physical pleasure. He couldn't do as he wished with Xiaolan, but he didn't have to worry about Anna at all. His body felt great, but mentally he was quite displeased. The Gao family probably doesn't have the guts to take revenge on me. So far, only the Li family can take out $100 million. Lin Fei squinted his eyes. It seems like the Li family is going to bleed again. As long as Lin Fei believed in something, it would not be far from the truth. Snort! Li Leiting of the Li family sneezed. I must have been under a lot of pressure recently. I didn't sleep well last night. Li Leiting was waiting for the news. He had just received the news that the dark organization had started to make their move. If nothing unexpected happened, he would know the result soon. Grandmaster, humph. Even a grandmaster has to die after spending $100 million. Previously, Li Leiting wanted to deal with Lin Fei, so he sent out all the elites of his family. However, he didn't expect to kick an iron plate, causing the Li family to suffer a great loss. It was impossible for him not to vent his anger. Revenge was naturally to find a grandmaster. Normally, a grandmaster wouldn't be happy to deal with a grandmaster. If the other party wasn't killed, a grandmaster's revenge would be very terrifying. Li Leiting could only settle for the next best thing and choose to hire an assassin to deal with Lin Fei. So what if he was a grandmaster? He was still made of flesh and blood. For this, Li Leiting spent $100 million. It was a huge loss. However, when he thought about killing a grandmaster, it was also very worth it. At least he didn't have to worry about a grandmaster taking revenge on the Li family. Li Leiting was waiting for the news. As long as Lin Fei wasn't dead, Li Leiting wouldn't be able to sleep well. He would never forget the scene of that day for the rest of his life. Lin Fei returned to Xia Lin's place. He found that Xia Lin didn't go home. This situation lasted for a few days. It was probably because of Yun Su. She had to work overtime. The next morning, Lin Fei felt refreshed. He went to eat breakfast outside the neighborhood. Today, Lin Fei planned to go to the Li family. Last time, he earned 1 billion Chinese dollars, but he invested it in by Xingnan's company. He didn't have much money on hand. Now that the Li family had taken the initiative to come to him, it would be a pity if Lin Fei didn't go. It wasn't easy to find such an ATM. If Li Leiting knew that his family was being used as an ATM, he would definitely vomit blood. He stepped on the accelerator and the Bentley rushed out. Li Leiting didn't sleep well that night. His phone didn't ring. The people from the underground organization have always been very trustworthy. Once they make a move, they have a way to kill. Li Leiting's face showed a trace of fatigue. As long as Lin Fei, who was suspected to be a grandmaster, didn't die, he couldn't rest easy. But from last night until now, there was no news. Could it be that the mission failed? Li Leiting shook his head. Impossible. Something must have happened. The mission failed. Li Leiting didn't dare to imagine what the result would be. The last time Lin Fei came to the Li family, he suffered a heavy loss. If it happened again, Li Leiting didn't dare to imagine. Of his 3 sons, one was scared to death, and the other's Dantian was destroyed. Li Leiting didn't want it to happen again. Master, it's not good. That person is here again. Li Wantian rushed in. His face was pale, and his voice was trembling. Impossible. Li Leiting almost fell to the ground. The second time he came to the Li family, Lin Fei was familiar with the place. When the Li family's martial artists saw Lin Fei, it was as if they saw a ghost. They didn't dare to breathe loudly, and they didn't even dare to stop him. Ask your Li family's patriarch to come out. Lin Fei sat down. Make a cup of good tea. The Li family servants didn't dare to refuse, and went to make the tea. Lin Fei tasted the tea and smiled, looking at Li Leiting coming down from above. Li family head, you have guts. He put down the teacup. The entire hall shook, as if there was an earthquake. Li Leiting's heart trembled. Calm down. You must calm down. You must not panic. Calm. Wonderful Book House. Chapter 3909. His words shocked Li Leiting so much that his expression changed. Grandmaster Lin, we don't have the guts in front of you. Li Leiting forced a smile. Lin Fei said calmly, so, your Li family won't shed tears until you see the coffin. Li Leiting's mind was in turmoil. Does he really know something? Li Leiting didn't dare to imagine what would happen if this matter was known. Grandmaster Lin, I really don't understand. Before Li Leiting could finish his words, he was pulled over by a force. I'll give you one more chance. Lin Fei said, if you confess, you'll be lenient. If you resist, your Li family will welcome a nice firework. Firework. Li Leiting recalled a scene not long ago. He knows. He really knows. Li Leiting's mind went blank. What do you want? Li Leiting gritted his teeth. My eldest son is a master, a grandmaster. A grandmaster? Lin Fei waved his hand and attacked from afar. Li Leiting was sent flying into the wall, unable to move. I can take your life now. Leader. Li Wantian and the other inward strength warriors rushed out. Stand still. Whoever moves will die. Lin Fei sat on the sofa and poured himself a cup of tea. For a moment, no one dared to move. They looked at each other, and endless fear shrouded them. Last time, he killed so many elite warriors with one punch. They all saw it with their own eyes. They didn't doubt his words at all. Whoever moved would die. No one dared to try. Li Leiting's heart was full of bitterness. He kept cursing the dark organization. What top assassin organization? Li family had to bear the anger of a grandmaster. Lin Fei reached out and grabbed, easily pulling Li Leiting out. Do you think you can take another hit from me? Li Leiting was floating in the air with a pale face. He knew that if this happened again, he would die for sure. Our Li family admits defeat. As long as Grandmaster Lin doesn't kill me, we are willing to accept any punishment. Li Leiting lowered his head. He had to lower his head. Now, Li Leiting was sure that this was a real grandmaster. His every move carried an irresistible and terrifying power. Actually, I like your Li family very much. Lin Fei took a sip. Your 2 sons gave me money, and now you're giving me money. Don't you think I should thank you? Li Leiting didn't dare to speak anymore. 2 billion yuan. Lin Fei laughed. I'll buy your life. Li Leiting's face was extremely pale. I'm willing. Now, whether it was 2 billion or 3 billion, Li Leiting would agree. In order to deal with a guru like Lin Fei, he had spent at least 5 billion. Li Leiting regretted it so much that he really wanted to slap himself. What a fool! Grandmaster Lin, I need time to collect the 3 billion. Li Leiting said, right now I can only squeeze out about 1 billion from the liquid funds. I need to sell some companies for the remaining 2 billion. 3 billion was not a small number. It was impossible for Li Leiting to take it out immediately. 1 billion. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. What other companies do you have? Li Leiting honestly introduced them. To be able to suppress the Bai family in Donghai, the overall strength of the Li family was still very strong. They had a variety of companies covering all walks of life, and their influence was not low. I want this biological company. Lin Fei interrupted Li Leiting's words. Let's set the price at 500 million. And the other company, Perfection, I want it too. It's also set at 500 million. 2 companies, 1 billion. I'll ask someone to bring the contract right away. Within 3 days, transfer 2 billion to my card. Lin Fei said, Of course, you can find someone to support you. I have no problem with that. However, the price will be very high. You must be mentally prepared. I dare not. Li Leiting really didn't dare now. A guru. Hurry up and contact my lawyer to prepare my equity transfer contract. Li Leiting shouted. Not everyone was willing to be fixed in midair. The feeling of not being able to move up and down was really unpleasant. The equity transfer contract was quickly prepared. Lin Fei signed his name. From this moment on, the biological company and the Perfection company both belonged to Lin Fei. Patriarch, he's gone. Li Leiting sat on the ground, paralyzed. With a wah sound, he vomited blood. 3 billion, or even more than 3 billion. It was no longer the Li family. Patriarch, tell the young master. Li Wantian came up and said, That Guru Lin is too much. He wants our Li family to suffer a great loss. Li Leiting shook his head with difficulty. Our Li family can't afford another failure. Li Leiting said, That's a guru, a real guru. He got 2 companies from the Li family, plus 2 billion yuan. Lin Fei's mood was not just good. The biological company is just right to analyze and develop elixirs. And the Perfection company is a cosmetics company, just right to incorporate Sister Bai's company. This was also an idea that came to Lin Fei when he had a sudden inspiration. After returning from the alternate world, the large amount of accumulated knowledge always piled up in his mind. Lin Fei felt that it was a waste. Building a business empire is also not bad. Lin Fei felt that Bai Shengnan was not bad, although the way she handled things was still a bit immature. She had the aura of a strong woman. Such a woman, as long as she was tempered, she would definitely have great achievements. She was the ideal CEO candidate. Lin Fei didn't have the mood to go to work, but if he could build a powerful business empire with his own hands, that would be something he would be very proud of. At the very least, he would fulfill his wish from back then. A ding-dong sound. Lin Fei scanned with his divine sense and found that Li Leiting was quite tactful. He first sent the first sum of mental damage compensation, a total of 1 billion. In my previous life, let alone 1 billion, even the simplest 1 million was an extravagant dream. If I didn't eat or drink, it would have taken me more than 10 years. But now, Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Now that I have strength, authority is nothing in front of strength. Lin Fei was a little emotional. Sister Bai, find a few people and prepare to take over the new company. He turned on his phone and called Bai Shengnan. Bai Shingnan's mind was on Yin Su's matter. When she suddenly heard this, she was confused. Boss, take over the company. Our company is too small. Someone couldn't stand it, so he gave me a company. Have you heard of the Perfection Company? Lin Fei said with a smile. The Perfection Company? That's a famous company in Donghai. Bai Shengnan suspected that she heard wrong. We're taking over their company? It's good that you know. Then get ready and bring some people to take over. Lin Fei said, I'll pass the documents to Xiao Lin to pass to you. Listening to the beeping sound from the phone, Bai Shangnan felt like she was dreaming. That was the Perfection Company. Come. WonderfulBookhouse.com. Chapter 3910. Sister Xingnan, what's wrong? Brother Lin called. Xia Lin still liked to call Lin Fei Brother Lin instead of boss. It was awkward to hear. Our company is going to expand. Bai Shangnan said, Perfect has also been bought by the boss. Our company has reached the sky in one step. Ah, Xia Lin was also shocked. That's the third most perfect in our East Sea cosmetics industry, this. Yes, that's the perfect. Others might not know the details of the perfect, but Bai Shangnan did. That was a business belonging to the Li family, and it was said that it was going to be listed. Bai Shangnan had never heard of the Li family selling it. Boss, what's the background of this? How could the Li family be willing to give up such a big piece of meat? No matter how Bai Shangnan thought about it, she couldn't think of a reason. Thinking that the perfect company was going to be taken over by her, Bai Shangnan didn't know why, but her heart surged with excitement. I wonder what expression my father will have when he finds out. Ah, Lin Fei believed that Bai Shangnan would definitely handle it well. It could be considered a happy thing to be able to make a fortune from the Li family's ATM. Lin Fei felt that he had to find someone to share it with. Xiaolan, where are you? After thinking about it, Lin Fei thought of Xiaolan, the commercial square of Jiangbei district. Xiaolan, who was wearing a skimpy outfit, was preparing to go shopping with her best friend. Ever since she stopped working at the company, Xiaolan drove a Maserati CEO. Every day, she would sit and have her beauty done and afternoon tea. Her days were indescribably carefree. Seeing the call, Xiaolan's face revealed joy. As a woman, Xiaolan was very sensible. She basically wouldn't take the initiative to call Lin Fei because she didn't want to leave a bad impression. In Xiaolan's eyes, her old classmate Lin Fei was a tycoon, and he was the kind of person who had secrets all over his body. As Lin Fei's woman, Xiaolan also experienced the highest beauty of being a woman. Hubby, I'm shopping. What? You're coming? Okay, after hanging up. Xiaolan quickly took out a mirror and checked her makeup. Little Xiao, your boyfriend is coming. The one who asked the question was a 165 tall beauty with big eyes. Her figure was not inferior to Xiaolan's. Her name was Li Tingting. At this moment, her big eyes were blinking, filled with curiosity. Yes, look at the makeup on my face. Is it ruined? Xiaolan asked. It wasn't easy for Xiaolan to take the initiative to look for him, so he had to display his most perfect side. Hee, you are very beautiful now. Li Tingting giggled and said, Look at the people around you. They are all head over heels for you. Xiaolan rolled her eyes, but she couldn't help but reveal a hint of pride on her face. I'm ignoring you. In less than half an hour, Lin Fei arrived at the commercial square. He parked his car and came up from below. It was easy for him to find Xiaolan. Today, Xiaolan was wearing a white dress, coupled with her beautiful makeup. She was like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Just by standing there casually, she immediately became a scenery line. It was hard not to be noticed. In addition, Lin Fei also saw a cute beauty. Her upper body was wearing a flowery short-sleeved shirt, and her lower body was wearing an A-line skirt. It should be said that it was a pleated skirt. Her jade legs were long and slender. When the two of them stood together, they indeed became a scenery line. Hey! Lin Fei waved at Xiaolan. Xiaolan also saw Lin Fei. She ran over with a beaming smile, jumped up and sweetly said, Hubby! Lin Fei reached out and hugged Xiaolan. Aren't you afraid of being exposed? Lin Fei joked. A lot of people are watching. Xiaolan giggled. No, I'm wearing safety pants. They will be envious to death. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. To those men, This was no less than a critical hit of 10,000 points. Okay, your friend is watching. Lin Fei patted Xiao Lan's shoulder. Xiao Lan's face revealed a trace of redness. She got down from Lin Fei and generously introduced, "This is my boyfriend, Lin Fei." Then, she introduced Li Tingting to Lin Fei. "My bestie, Li Tingting, isn't she very beautiful?" Lin Fei smiled. "You're such a beauty. You're also a handsome guy." Li Tingting still had good taste. When she first saw Xiao Lan's boyfriend, she felt that he was very different, because this man had a different kind of temperament that she couldn't have. Li Tingting couldn't think of it for a moment. "I found out that bestie are generally great beauties." Lin Fei joked, "No matter where you are, it's the same." Li Tingting was amused on the spot. "Xiao Xiao, control your boyfriend." Li Tingting rebuked. With his glib tongue, he must know a lot of girls. "You have to watch him closely." Lin Fei hugged Xiao Lan's waist. "Let's go, I'm in a good mood today. I'll buy you anything you like." Xiao Lan blinked her eyes. "Is that for real?" "Of course it's true." Lin Fei smiled. "Under normal circumstances, I won't brag." "Oh, right? Your bestie can also choose any 3 items." He got 3 billion from the Li family. Although 1 billion was used to pay for the company, there was still 2 billion left. Lin Fei didn't feel bad spending it. Moreover, for him, there wasn't much difference between 1 billion and 10 billion. Li Tingting's first impression of her bestie, Xiao Lan's boyfriend, was good, but it immediately changed. This was the Zhongbei District Commercial Square, where many luxury brands gathered. Even Li Tingting didn't dare to say that she would buy whatever she liked. Xiao Zhao's boyfriend's tone is really big. Li Tingting decided that if this Lin Fei really talked nonsense, she would find a time to talk to him. In the commercial district, there were luxury brands everywhere. For women, this was a luxury paradise enough to dazzle them. "Wow, Prada has a classic bag." Li Tingting said happily, "Xiao Xiao, didn't you think of a bag for a long time last time? Why don't you go in and take a look?" Xiao Lan was also tempted. Xiao Lan really liked Prada bags, but they were too expensive, so she could only look at them every time. Even the cheapest one cost a few thousand. "Your bestie already said so. Why don't you go in and take a look?" Lin Fei smiled. "Take whatever you like. I've heard of a saying that cures all diseases." Xiao Lan burst out laughing. In the Prada store, there were many new bags. However, the price was not very good. Basically, if one didn't have money, they wouldn't dare to enter this kind of store because they couldn't afford it. Xiao Lan also rarely came to this kind of store because she really couldn't afford it. "Hubby, how about this?" In the end, Xiao Lan chose a 6,800 yuan bag. "Not generous enough." Lin Fei shook his head. "Remember, don't save money for me." "Not generous enough?" Xiao Lan opened her mouth. The eyes of the beautiful attendant next to her also lit up, and she quickly said, "This lady, I think this bag suits you, whether it's the color or the style." Price, 88,000. Chapter 3911. "I'll buy it." Lin Fei smiled and waved his hand. "It's not expensive." Xiao Lan had never used such an expensive bag. Usually she would praise it for more than half a year and might not even buy it. She thought that Xiao Lan would be happy. But the next scene made Xiao Lan feel like she was hit by a pie from the sky. Prada handbag, 38,000. Prada wallet, 12,389. After leaving Prada, Lin Fei brought Xiao Lan to buy clothes. Chanel dress suits, 23,000. Chanel white dress, 12300. Then, Chanel lipstick, 32,000. This was just the beginning. As her best friend, Li Tingting was very envious. "Xiao Zhao's boyfriend is so awesome." Li Tingting looked at the big and small bags. Along the way, he didn't even frown and was full of charm. "Enough, enough!" Xiao Lan wore a platinum necklace from Tiffany. It was not expensive, just a little more than 100,000. With the jewelry, Xiao Lan's body had a different feeling. Today was Xiao Lan's happiest day. She must have spent at least 700,000 or 800,000 on herself during this trip. The necklace on her neck was more than 100,000, and the Cartier women's watch on her wrist was more than 200,000. Just these two items alone cost more than 300,000. This was crazy. Li Tingting also got a bracelet that cost more than 30,000. Lin Fei brought Xiaolan and Li Tingting to a Western restaurant for a meal. This Western restaurant cost more than 5,000 per person. Normal, white-collar workers wouldn't dare to come to such a place. Xiaolan and Li Tingting had heard of it, but had never been here. They couldn't help but take pictures and show off in their WeChat moments. In the meantime, Lin Fei ordered a bottle of red wine. It was not expensive, just more than 10,000, and it tasted good. If Lin Fei said it was good, the taste must be good. Nothing could hide from an immortal. Xiaolan and Li Tingting had good alcohol tolerance. After a bottle of wine, their faces were flushed and looked very cute. This meal had cost him more than 40,000 points. Xiaolan and Li Tingting were speechless. This was indeed a place they couldn't afford. It was almost a year's income. Lin Fei was driving. Xiaolan and Li Tingting were whispering to each other in the back row. The corners of Lin Fei's mouth curled up, revealing a faint smile. He went straight to a 5-star hotel in Jiangbei district and booked a presidential suite. That night, Xiaolan and Li Tingting served Lin Fei together. However, it still couldn't withstand Lin Fei's powerful physical strength. Lin Fei didn't care how Xiaolan managed to convince her best friend, but he had to admit that it felt pretty good. When Xiaolan woke up, Lin Fei left. However, he left a note with 50,000 yuan in cash, 30,000 for Xiaolan and 20,000 for Li Tingting. Xiao Xiao, your boyfriend is really amazing. Li Tingting's face turned red. Last night, he achieved the kind of feeling that every woman dreamed of. I feel like I'm going to die. Xiaolan giggled and said, Then are you happy? I'm not going to talk to you anymore. If you can't do it yourself, then drag me down with you. Li Tingting covered herself with the quilt. Don't be shy. Lin Fei left the 5-star hotel feeling refreshed. 1 against 2, it was really too easy. My old classmate really understands me. Lin Fei laughed. How could he not know that he was looking for someone to share the firepower? Not to mention anything else, Lin Fei really fell for this. There are actually people who aren't afraid of death who dare to follow me. As soon as Lin Fei got on the car, he frowned slightly. Within his divine sense, there was someone spying on him from a small black car not far away. This kind of spying could not be hidden from an expert like Lin Fei. It shouldn't be them who just made the Li family bleed. It should be that young Master Yan. Lin Fei got off the car, and in a few steps he knocked on the car door. The person who was following him was so scared that his expression changed greatly. He couldn't see clearly at all. Come down and have a chat. The person who was following him didn't dare to say the word no, and automatically opened the car door. Big brother, I really don't know anything. I'm just a follower. The young man's voice was trembling. Don't worry, I won't make things difficult for you. Take out your phone. Lin Fei patted the young man's shoulder. As long as you're obedient. Call your contact. As soon as the call was connected, Lin Fei heard a familiar voice on the other side of the phone. What's up? You guys are really brave. How dare you ask someone to follow me? Do you really think I don't know? Lin Fei said lightly. Boom! Yan An's heart shook. He felt as if a mountain was pressing down on him, and he almost couldn't stand still. It's him. I've been discovered. Yan An had indeed asked someone to follow him, and the person was an expert who was influential. However, he was still discovered. What a waste! Unfortunately, Yan An didn't know that even the most powerful expert could not hide his tracks. Our young master wants to talk to Mr. Lin. Yan and suppressed the panic in his heart. Fortunately, he had found the help of Luo Tianyan, a master, the third-ranked master in Donghai. Yan and didn't believe that this guy could defeat Master Luo Tianyan. Sure, let's talk. Lin Fei smiled. I'm short of money recently, so I want young Master Yan to sponsor me. Outside Donghai Xiaoyao Temple, our young master is waiting for you. Yan had never seen such an arrogant guy. If this was in Beijing, this guy with the surname Lin would be skinned alive, even if he didn't die. Drive to Xiaoyao Temple. Don't tell me you don't know. I know. The young man nodded knowingly. Young master, that bastard Lin Fei will be here soon. Yan walked a few steps and reported in a low voice. Yan Tianheng sneered. It's good that he's here. As long as he's here, don't leave today. Oh right, did that guy say something again? Yan said, that guy said he wants young master to sponsor him. What an arrogant guy. How dare he say something like that to me? Yan Tianheng was angry. This guy really didn't know what was good for him. He had no choice when he was blackmailed for a few million last time. Now he still dared to come. Did he really think that he was a supreme master? Young Master Yan, actually you don't have to be angry with this kind of person. A middle-aged man sitting beside him smiled faintly. Anger makes people age easily. Yan Tianheng nodded. Master Luo is right. There's really no need to be angry with this kind of person. I'll have to trouble Master Luo to help me vent my anger later. Luo Tianyan was 50 years old this year, but his appearance was no different from a middle-aged man in his 30s. He was energetic and his face was rosy. People nowadays, with a little bit of strength, they don't know how high the sky is. They really need to be taught a lesson. As a master, Luo Tianyan was very clear of the Yan family's influence. Luo Tianyan was very willing to help with such a small matter. A 20-something-year-old master? What a joke. At most, he was at the peak of dark Jing. To be able to perform well in front of the Yan family's young master, Luo Tianyan felt that when that brat came, he would directly strike like a thunderbolt so that young Master Yan would value him. Peak. Chapter 39:12. Xiaoyao Taoist Temple. On a mountain outside the East Sea. He was not very famous, but in the upper circle of East Ocean, it was a place that everyone knew, because there was a grandmaster living here, a true martial Dao grandmaster. His punches and kicks were terrifying and destructive. He was no different from an earth immortal. The area within 10 miles of the Xiaoyao Taoist Temple was designated as a forbidden area. No matter who you were, you had to behave yourself in the Xiaoyao Taoist Temple. There was once a tycoon in Donghai who spoke arrogantly and insulted a grandmaster powerhouse. The grandmaster on the mountain didn't say a word. Donghai's upper-class tycoons joined forces and beat the tycoon down to the mortal world overnight. In the end, the tycoon was imprisoned and died in less than a year. All of this was the invisible deterrence of this grandmaster. When a grandmaster was enraged, blood would flow like a river, and one's head would be lost. This was no joke. Mr. Lin, that's Xiaoyao Taoist Temple. 10 miles away, the young man stopped the car, not daring to drive any further. There's a rule here. You can only walk within 5 kilometers. You can't drive. The young man said in a low voice. There was a hint of fear in his words. Lin Fei did not disturb this person. He pushed the door open and came down. At the end of his vision, he could vaguely see the Taoist temple in the forest. He's not weak. Lin Fei walked forward, leaving a footprint with each step. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared into the distance. This person... The young man broke out in a cold sweat. I actually followed such an expert. Pa! The young man gave himself 2 slaps in the face. Oh, Lin Fei was very fast. His injuries from the other world had been suppressed. His recovery wasn't fast, but he didn't have to worry about it anymore. In less than a minute, the Taoist temple was right in front of him. He walked up the stairs. Lin Fei stood at the entrance of the Taoist temple and spread out his divine sense. He saw the man surnamed Yen, the servant, and a grandmaster with good spirits. Boom! The door of the Taoist temple was pushed open. The expressions of Yen Tianheng and Grandmaster Luo Tianyin, who were drinking tea, changed. The door flew backward, blocking out the sunlight like a huge black shadow. Impudent, Luo Tianyin was furious. Everyone knew that the area within 10 miles of the Shaorao Taoist temple was a forbidden area. No driving allowed. No noise. Which one of them did not come in a respectful and careful manner. But now there was actually someone who dared to destroy the door of the Taoist temple. This was a direct provocation and disregard for him, a grandmaster. Even the other 2 grandmasters would not dare to do such a thing. With a low roar, Luo Tianyin pulled Yen Tianheng away and stood behind him. He then raised his hand and sent out a palm strike. Releasing his inner energy, he attacked through the air and destroyed the incoming door. For a moment, sawdust flew everywhere. Ha ha ha, this kid is dead for sure. Yen Tianheng laughed in his heart. There's no need for me to say anything more. Grandmaster Luo already hates him to the core. The moment Grandmaster Luo Tianyin got angry, the other party was destined to suffer. Seeing Lin Fei fall to the ground like a dead dog, Yen Tianheng felt a burst of excitement. He couldn't wait to step on him a few more times. It would be best if he could stomp Lin Fei's face into the ground. That was not enough. Yen Tianheng also wanted to capture the 2 women from that night and torture them to his heart's content. He wanted to make Lin Fei suffer so much that he wished he was dead and live in remorse. Lin Fei walked in. Young Master Yen, why do we meet again? Luo Tianyun's usually amiable face was now filled with anger. Young man, you dare to destroy the door of my Taoist temple. Do you know what kind of place this is? Luo Tianyun's eyes flashed coldly. He took a step forward and his aura was like a mountain. Grandmaster. He could control a certain amount of aura and pressure. Every gaze and every word carried a great amount of pressure. This was like a big boss who was full of confidence. Facing an ordinary person, he did not even need to say anything to make them collapse. The mastery of a grandmaster was on another level. However, Luo Tianyun's pressure seemed to be non-existent in front of Lin Fei. It did not have any effect at all. Compared to the grandmaster he met last time, the strength of the grandmaster before him seemed to be on another level. I am here to collect sponsorship fees. Lin Fei smiled and said, looking at your appearance, it seems that you also want to pay a sum of money. Then I won't be polite. Seeing that you are in good spirits, I will reluctantly collect 500 million. Luo Tianyin was so angry that he laughed. You are really bold. Do you know who I am? I am a grandmaster, an existence that can kill you with one finger. He took another step forward. There was a trace of doubt in his heart. The other party did not have any fear at all. This should not be the case. Under his pressure, no matter if it was a martial artist or a rich person, no one dared to make a sound. But this guy, there was something strange, really strange. Lin Fei, you are too much. This is Luo Tianyin, a grandmaster, and this is Shaoyao Temple. How dare you offend a grandmaster? Quickly kneel down and admit your mistake. Yen Tianheng said, maybe if you perform well, Grandmaster Luo will spare your life. What grandmaster? Lin Fei laughed. You haven't even opened the innate stage, and you still have the nerve to call yourself a grandmaster. Thinking about it makes me laugh. Courting death. Luo Tianyin was enraged. Like a ferocious tiger, he pounced forward and punched out. The furious punch set off a burst of air. A grandmaster is indeed a grandmaster. So powerful. Yen Tianheng clapped his hands and cheered. This was the style of a grandmaster. Yen Tianheng did not believe that Lin Fei could withstand a punch from Grandmaster Luo Tianyin. In the next second, there would definitely be a scene of him vomiting blood. I have already said that a grandmaster is nothing. Lin Fei laughed. He stretched out his hand and clasped his 5 fingers together. With a simple and casual movement, he stopped the incoming punch. Luo Tianyan was shocked. How can he stop it? The energy in his body flowed out. The vigorous energy flowed out, but it was like entering a bottomless pit. The other party's hand continued to hold on, as if nothing had happened. How can he be fine? Luo Tianyan wanted to pull his hand back, but he realized that the other party's 5 fingers were clasped. He could not pull his hand back at all, as if he was being suppressed. I am a grandmaster. How can I not pull my hand back? Luo Tianyun's other hand took the opportunity to slap the other party's head. It could be said that he had rich combat experience. Ah, my hand! With a thought, Lin Fei exerted his strength and kicked Luo Tianyan. Boom! Luo Tianyan was like a stream of light. He knocked over a green brick wall, and more than half of his body was buried inside. Young Master Yen, your helper is not good enough. Lin Fei smiled. Don't you think so? Yen Tianheng, who had a sneer on his face, knelt on the ground with a thud. Young Master Lin, please spare my life. He kicked Grandmaster Luo Tianyan away. Who would dare to believe such a thing? But it was true. Good performance. Lin Fei reached out and grabbed. Grandmaster Luo Tianyan, who was buried in the green brick wall, was sucked out. He floated in front of Lin Fei and slapped him with his big hand. Ah! A scream rang out. The green bricks on the ground cracked. Half of Grandmaster Luo Tianyan's body was buried in the ground. Chapter 39:13. Luo Tianyan finally knelt down. The person who came was a truly terrifying existence, a top-notch expert. As a veteran grandmaster, Luo Tianyan was confident in his own strength. There was nothing to be afraid of when facing a grandmaster. However, he never thought that he would be so vulnerable. He was easily swept away by the other party and was almost beaten half to death. What an unbelievable thing. Now that half of his body was buried in the ground, he didn't even have the strength to think about it. He was almost no different from a wooden stake. If you don't beg for mercy, you're courting death. Luo Tianyan knew that the other party was merciful. Otherwise, he would have been beaten to death. The person in front of him was too terrifying. The Master Realm couldn't withstand a single blow from the other party. If he knew that the other party was so strong, Luo Tianyan wouldn't have dared to make a move. He was courting death. Now you know how to spare your life. Lin Fei reached out and grabbed a mahogany chair and gently placed it behind him. You were so arrogant just now. In the blink of an eye, the situation changed greatly. Yen Tianheng knelt on the ground, trembling in extreme panic. I kicked a big iron plate. He thought that he could sit back and relax after inviting Master Luo Tianyan, but the other party was too fierce. That was a master, an existence that made people tremble in fear, but in front of this person, he was as weak as an ant. Luo Tianyan lost his temper. Master Lin, I was wrong. As long as you spare me, I will agree to anything. In order to survive, Luo Tianyan couldn't care less. A dead master, what kind of master was he? Master Lin, I have eyes but failed to see. I won't dare to do it again in the future. Yen Tianheng raised his hand and slapped his face left and right. One slap on the left, one on the right, and the other on the left. Lin Fei watched with a smile and didn't say anything. But for Yen Tianheng and Luo Tianyan, the oppressive aura almost made them collapse. Young Master Yen, you are a rich man. I don't care who you are. If you want to live, then give me 1 billion. Lin Fei said indifferently, You only have 3 days. A cold light shot into Yen Tianheng's body. 3 days later, if you don't see the money, you will explode with a bang like a ripe watermelon, truly splitting into pieces. I'll go get the money right away. Yen Tianheng said, I'll definitely send it to Grandmaster Lin within 3 days. Yan An's servant trembled as he helped the young master up and walked outside. "You're a grandmaster. Just go straight to the point and ask for one." 5 billion, Lin Fei said. "No problem, right? 1.5 billion. No matter how painful it was, it would be good enough if he could survive." "No problem, no problem. I can transfer it to Grandmaster Lin right away," Luo Tianyan hurriedly said. He reached out and pulled Luo Tianyan out before tossing him aside. Not long after, Lin Fei's card had an additional one. 5 billion. A grandmaster is indeed a grandmaster. He's so rich. Lin Fei laughed. Luo Tianyan didn't dare to say anything and just stood there obediently. This one, 5 billion, was practically his entire net worth. It was natural for him to feel the pain. He also hated Yan Tianheng in his heart. He had really screwed himself over this time. If he had another chance, Luo Tianyan wouldn't have dared to do it again. "Tell me about the grandmasters in the East Sea." Lin Fei smiled and said, "I want to know in detail." Luo Tianyan was at his wit's end. He only hoped that Grandmaster Lin would leave as soon as possible. The psychological pressure was too great. Luo Tianyan had never seen a grandmaster ranked third in the Eastern Sea who could easily crush him. But this time he had witnessed something terrifying. Luo Tianyan didn't know that such a young man had the terrifying power of a grandmaster. It was terrifying just thinking about it. Luo Tianyan believed that if this news were to spread, who knew how many master-level powerhouses would be stunned? Who would believe it? Luo Tianyan began to explain in detail. Lin Fei was intrigued by Luo Tianyan's explanation. He immediately understood the grandmasters in the East Sea. The first grandmaster dynasty, mid-stage, transcendent state. The second grandmaster, by Zishan, early stage, transcendent state. He thought there would be more grandmasters in the East Sea. However, when he heard that there were only 5 grandmasters, Lin Fei was disappointed. Grandmaster Lin, if there is a place with the most powerful grandmasters, it should be the Yanhuang squad. Luo Tianyan said cautiously. There was even a hint of fear on his face. The Yanhuang squad. Luo Tianyan said the Yanhuang squad was formed by the government. All the grandmasters have been registered. Almost all the grandmasters in the East Sea have been recruited. Is the Yanhuang squad very powerful? Lin Fei asked. After returning to the East Sea, Lin Fei hadn't seen any grandmasters with great potential. Now that he heard Luo Tianyan's words, it seemed that this was the case. The most powerful war god in China personally took over the Yanhuang squad. Luo Tianyan took a deep breath and said, "He is also the most powerful grandmaster in China." How powerful is he? 3 years ago, he was at the peak of the transcendent state. Rumor has it that the most powerful war god is trying to break through. Once he breaks through, he will become an immortal level overlord. Immortal level overlord? In Lin Fei's opinion, it should be the Khanate level. Are there many immortal level overlords? Lin Fei asked again. Luo Tianyan smiled bitterly and said, "I'm not sure yet. I've never heard of any immortal level overlords." No. Lin Fei felt that something was wrong. Under normal circumstances, there should be immortal level overlords. Perhaps some unforeseen event had occurred. I'm only at the early stage of the transcendent level. I'm not qualified to know this. Luo Tianyan said, with Grandmaster Lin's strength, you are definitely qualified to know more high-level secrets. Maybe it won't be long before the Yanhuang squad comes to find you. Lin Fei asked a few more questions. Maybe Luo Tianyan was not strong enough, so he didn't ask for any useful information. After watching Lin Fei leave, Luo Tianyan sat on the ground paralyzed. The East Sea is going to change. Even the strongest grandmaster in Donghai might not be a match for such a ferocious grandmaster. Luckily, I lower my head quickly, or I would have died. Luo Tianyan decided to keep a low profile for a while. The East Sea was going to change soon. With such a master, who would dare to offend him? Even the Yanhuang squad would have to treat him politely. Once he joined the Yanhuang squad, his status would definitely not be low. Returning from the Xiaoyao temple, Lin Fei had forgotten about the Yanhuang squad. What grandmaster? To Lin Fei, they were no different from floating clouds. If I have free time in the future, I can meet this Yanhuang squad and, of course, China's #1 war god. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes, walking leisurely on the road. One step could cover dozens of meters. 100 meters could be covered in 1 or 2 steps. Zhao Ro, you can't run away. Hand over the thing in your hand. In a forest, a figure moved back and forth between the trees. Behind him, 5 figures were chasing in a fan shape. They were neither fast nor slow, as if they were determined to win. Remember the mobile version of the website, M. Chapter 39:14. What should I do? It was a petite figure that was constantly moving, but this figure could explode with power, constantly jumping and moving. But the 5 people behind her followed closely, their faces full of disdain and mockery. It was as if they were treating Zhao Ro like a fish on the chopping board. Zhao Ro panicked and spat out a mouthful of blood. Her movement speed slowed, and one of the brawny men who had been following closely took the opportunity to raise his palm. In that instant, Zhao Ro was like a kite with a broken string, crashing into a tree. Zhao Ro, hand over the things on you, and I might leave your corpse intact. The brawny man laughed as he came forward. The remaining 4 stood separately. Cough, cough. Zhao Ro spat out blood. By Ziguang, how dare you be a traitor? Zhao Ro struggled helplessly, leaning against a tree. Aren't you afraid of being wanted by the Yanhuang battle team? By Ziguang was the brawny man who had attacked. Zhao Ro, you're really stupid. By Ziguang said disdainfully, if I kill you, who will know that I'm a traitor? Zhao Ro was a member of the East Sea Yanhuang battle team. This time he had gone on a mission to bring something back to the base, but he had been ambushed on the way. His subordinates had all died, and even he had been attacked by the traitor Bai Ziguang. Brother Bai, didn't you want to have a taste of her? This is a good chance. A bearded man laughed sinisterly. The Yanhuang battle team is famous, and everyone is afraid of them. But I've never slept with a beauty from the Yanhuang battle team. Let's each have a shot and have some fun. We can also give the Yanhuang battle team a warning. Bai Ziguang had a crush on Zhao Ro, but she had never felt anything for him. Coupled with his slow improvement in strength, there was a clear gap between them. Zhao Ro, did you hear that? Bai Ziguang's talent was average, and he had never passed the Yanhuang battle team's test. He would be demoted the next time he passed. Bai Ziguang could not accept it. Coincidentally, someone had contacted him secretly, and the temptation was not small. He had decisively chosen to betray them. This was the first time Bai Ziguang had betrayed them. The only mishap was that he had underestimated Zhao Ro. Blood flowed from the corner of her mouth, and she had no strength. Bai Ziguang, even if you die, don't even think about getting it. He took out a small tube in his hand. It was colorful. Not good. Hurry up and stop her. That's a high-efficiency bomb. Bai Ziguang was shocked and reached out to stop her. It's too late. Zhao Ro's expression was firm. No matter what, this thing must not be taken back by them. He would rather die than help them achieve their goal. DDD. The crisp sound was exceptionally clear in the dark night. As soon as Bai Ziguang made his move, he became afraid and chose to retreat. The others did the same. Death is not a good solution. All of a sudden, a voice rang out. Bai Ziguang saw a person appear next to Zhao Ro. With a casual grab, the item fell into his hand, and the beeping stopped. Seeing this, Zhao Ro's blood rushed to her heart, and she fainted. Who are you? Bai Ziguang was also inwardly shocked, and a hint of anger appeared on his face. He had been tricked, and this was clearly bad. One had to know that once this thing exploded, flesh and blood would not be able to withstand it at all. "I'm just passing by," the person said with a smile. Bai Ziguang did not believe this. This place was deserted. Who would pass by this place? "So you're just passing by." Bai Ziguang took a step forward. "Then you can go. We're acting." "Acting?" Lin Fei laughed. Bai Ziguang took a step forward and closed in. His palm struck down ferociously, as if it could split Mount Hua. No matter who it was, seeing this scene, they had to die. The secret could not be leaked. Lin Fei had not paid attention to this at first, but he could not stand the mention of the Yan Huang battle team. So he came over to take a look. He saw an exciting scene, a group of dark Jing martial artists bullying a weak girl. How shameless! He had to intervene in this kind of thing. Even though he was not interested in the Yan Huang battle team, it was still useful to maintain stability. Since he had met them, he had to intervene. Ambushing people is immoral. Don't you know that? Bai Ziguang was also a dark Jing martial artist. This palm strike was meant to kill the other party. "So what if I ambushed you?" As soon as he said this, Bai Ziguang suddenly felt a wave of pain. His hand was actually grabbed by the other party. "You're looking for death." Dark Jing exploded, thousands of threads and invisible wounds. Lin Fei smiled. "With such little strength, you still dare to come out and scare people." Boom! A wave of energy entered Bai Ziguang's body. Before Bai Ziguang died, he felt a wave of energy enter his body, and then he lost his senses. This kind of traitor, Lin Fei would not be lenient when it came to killing. Bai Ziguang's body exploded, and blood splattered all over them. They all looked at each other, and after a while, their faces were full of fear. "Friend, we are from the Flaming Star sect." The bearded man took a deep breath and directly brought out his backer. He knew Bai Ziguang's strength, but now he had turned into a pool of blood. This was two, and this person was really young, like a university student. It was hard to think of him as a martial artist. No matter what, the bearded man felt that it was better to be careful, in case this kid also had the support of an ancient martial arts sect. Flaming Star sect? Lin Fei knew it was the name of a sect the moment he heard the name. Could there be sects on Earth? There might even be innate masters, so it was normal to have a sect. "Yes, our Flaming Star sect is a big sect in the East Sea," the bearded man said. "Even the Yan Huang battle team has to be polite to us. This Xiao Rou is our Flaming Star sect's enemy. We are bringing her back in the name of our sect. Please don't interfere, friend." Lin Fei was still smiling. "Your position isn't low anymore. You should know a lot of things." "Yes," the bearded man nodded subconsciously. "That's good." The bearded man thought the other party was afraid. As long as he could bring Xiao Rou away, Bai Ziguang's death was nothing. When the time came, he could even use the Yan Huang battle team to deal with this kid. "Then hand Xiao Rou over to us." Lin Fei shook his head. "You don't have the right." Whoosh! With a wave of his hand, a leaf flew up. The bearded man saw a leaf flying towards him. Puff, puff, puff! In the next second, the junior brothers beside the bearded man all fell down one by one. Looking at their bodies, they were covered in leaves. Almost all of them sunk into their bodies. It was no different from being beaten into a sieve. "Grandmaster, you are a grandmaster." The bearded man knelt on the ground. Chapter 39:15. The bearded man was scared out of his wits. How could he run into a grandmaster while trying to catch someone? "I'm very interested in your Starfire sect. Tell me about it." Lin Fei laughed. "Remember, I want to hear the truth, unless you like it like your friend." Bang, bang, bang. After a few palm strikes, he turned into nothingness. There was not a trace of blood in the air. Gone. Grandmaster techniques. The bearded man's eyes widened. This was too scary. That was a living person. I'll tell you everything." There was no need for Lin Fei to ask anything. The bearded man spilled the beans in full detail. That's all I know. Can I go now? The bearded man stuttered. The person in front of him was not an ordinary grandmaster. You can go down and keep them company. With a wave of Lin Fei's hand, the bearded man also turned into dust. Interesting, really interesting. According to the news, there were many hidden sects in China that had been unified into ancient martial arts sections. Any ancient martial arts sect had a strong foundation. Grandmasters that could not be seen outside could be found in the ancient martial arts sections. But these ancient martial arts grandmasters rarely appeared. At the same time, they were under the supervision of the Yan Huang battle team. They were even more afraid of the Yan Huang battle team's reputation, so very few people knew about them. This Yan Huang battle team is very powerful. They have the #1 expert, and they can suppress the grandmasters of the ancient martial arts sects. Lin Fei laughed. He looked at the petite Zhao Rou, who was leaning against the tree. You're lucky. He took out some pills and fed her. He also took care of his injuries before leaving. Zhao Rou had a dream. She was being chased, and there was a traitor in the team. She chose to die with them. Where am I? Zhao Rou opened her eyes. The next second, she came back to her senses. I didn't commit suicide. No, it seems like someone stole my things. Zhao Rou stood up. Her pretty face changed slightly as she looked down at herself. Where are my injuries? Zhao Rou clearly remembered that she was injured by Ziguang, but now he was as good as he could be. There was not a single scar on his body. He did not look like he was injured at all. I'm really cured. Am I really dreaming? Zhao Rou felt incredulous. She subconsciously touched a part of her body and carefully took it out. How strange. Logically speaking, Ziguang should have killed me to silence me, but I'm alive and well. What about them? Zhao Rou didn't see anyone. It was quiet all around. Whatever, let's go back to the base first. In an inconspicuous building in the East Sea, Zhao Rou came back with something. He immediately reported it to the director. The director of the East Sea Yan Huang battle team was a middle-aged man. He looked to be less than 50 years old, but his eyes were extremely sharp, as though they could see through everything. In front of such a person, everything would be seen through. Taizhan, the director of the East Sea Yan Huang battle team, was also a Grandmaster Mighty One, the second most powerful man in East Sea. Although he was only ranked second in Donghai, no one dared to ignore him, even the one who ranked first, because Taizhan represented the country. There was also the #1 war god of Huaxia, who suppressed the entire martial arts circle. That be asterisk starred by Ziguang, how dare he betray us? Taizhan slammed his palm on the table. With a crack, the table broke into pieces. My table. Zhao Rou giggled. Director, I'm also curious. I clearly lost my ability to resist. But why is the thing still on me? Zhao Rou was puzzled. Ziguang and the rest are all gone. Taizhan had heard the report. Under normal circumstances, Zhao Rou would have died without a doubt. But the current situation was indeed unexpected. If there are no accidents, someone should have saved you. Ziguang and the rest were chased away. Taizhan said after a moment of silence, the person who saved you is most likely a grandmaster. This was also the result of Taizhan's analysis. With the strength of Ziguang and the rest, unless it was a grandmaster, no one could beat them. Grandmaster. Zhao Rou was very surprised. I just don't know which grandmaster it is. Taizhan's face darkened. But since the Starfire sect dared to make a move, no matter what, they must give us an explanation. Our Yan Huang battle team is not that easy to bully. A vague figure appeared in Zhao Rou's mind. I was actually saved by a grandmaster. Lin Fei returned from the suburbs. In the blink of an eye, a few days had passed. The Li family's remaining 2 billion for mental damage had also been received. Yan Tianhings had also been sent over. Lin Fei did not lack money anymore. Adding everything together, it had reached billions. The whole process took less than a week. "Brother Lin, I'm so busy right now," Charlene complained. "As the big boss, you're the most relaxed." Bai Shangnan had taken over the Absolute Perfection Company. The originally small company had merged into Absolute Perfection. There were a lot of things to do, big and small. This also caused Charlene to be extremely busy. Lin Fei laughed. "That's why I'm the boss and you're the employee." Charlene rolled her eyes. Although she said that, she was very happy in her heart. "Brother Lin, we've taken in Absolute Perfection, but they're in the cosmetics business. We don't know anything about this." Charlene said. "Sister Shengnan is also worried." "Tell Shengnan that there's no rush." Lin Fei laughed. "After he's sorted out the company's matters, I'll take care of it." "Oh, right. Tell Shengnan to find a few powerful technicians." "Beauty products?" Lin Fei's mind was filled with them. It was precisely because there were so many of these things that he planned to start a company for fun, so as to not waste these good things from the alternate world. "Also, how's that biological company?" Charlene rolled her eyes. "Nothing big for the time being, but you, as the boss, need to make a trip." "Oh, right, Brother Lin. Why do you want a biological company?" "It's a secret. I'll go to the biological company in a few days." Lin Fei laughed. "In a few days, I might have to change my living place." Longting Villa was about to change owners. "Ah, you're leaving." Charlene's smiling face suddenly stiffened. This day still came. They hadn't been together for long. But Charlene had unknowingly fallen in love with Lin Fei. She liked Lin Fei's domineering ways. She liked Lin Fei's mysteriousness. Charlene was very happy to see Lin Fei every day. But when she heard that he was leaving, Charlene couldn't sit still and became unhappy. Even though she knew that such a small place was not suitable for a second-generation heir to live for a long time. "It's not good for a man and a woman like us to be alone," Lin Fei said. "I'm not afraid." Charlene seemed to have thrown caution to the wind. She came up and hugged Lin Fei. "Brother Lin, I don't want you to leave. Also, I like you, I really like you." Was this a confession? This was the first time Lin Fei had been confessed to. Remember the mobile website. M. Chapter 39:16. Charlene's confession indeed shook Lin Fei's heart. Are all beauties so direct now? Lin Fei only felt a little strange for a moment, but he quickly recovered. Smelling that faint fragrance, he really didn't know what to do. Reject? Charlene was still very much to Lin Fei's liking. If she dressed up, she would be the goddess in everyone's mouth. If she were to drive a BMW, she would be a Ms. Perfect. "I'm a scumbag, do you believe me?" Lin Fei said. Charlene was indeed going all out. "I like scumbags too." This reply was very fierce. "I like you, no matter what you look like. I like you." Charlene's face revealed a hint of redness. She leaned down and kissed him. "If you want to leave, then you are also mine." It was rare for the timid Charlene to take action for real. "Be careful, don't play with fire." Lin Fei could actually push Charlene away, but he still didn't. What's there to be afraid of? Charlene kissed him and hugged Lin Fei tightly. "If you have the ability, then eat me." Lin Fei himself wasn't someone who was good at expressing himself. How could he be looked down upon by a woman? "Then I'll eat you." Lin Fei hugged Charlene, stood up from the sofa, and pushed open the bedroom door. Who's afraid of who? The next morning, Charlene opened her eyes and realized that Lin Fei wasn't on the bed, but she herself was soft. But when she thought of the craziness from last night, her face subconsciously turned red. The sun is shining on you, but time to wake up and eat. Lin Fei pushed open the door and entered. Charlene was a shy person. She pulled the blanket to cover her face. "Now you know how to be shy." Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry, Who else said that they fought for 300 rounds? And who was the one who begged for mercy in the end? Brother Lin, you're so bad. You're not allowed to say it. Charlene wanted to dig into the ground. It was really too embarrassing. You go out first. I'll be out soon. Lin Fei, close the door. Xia Lin's face was boiling. Xia Lin. You are too useless. They say that cows die of exhaustion in the fields. Why can't you do it? Charlene came out after dressing herself up. He was still a little embarrassed to see Lin Fei. Big brother Lin, are you really leaving? Charlene sat in front of Lin Fei and ate the porridge in her bowl. What are you worried about? It's not like I won't come back. Lin Fei laughed. I'm just going to do something. I'll come back when I have time. Charlene was already mentally prepared. Then you have to come and see me often. Xia Lin said softly. I'm your boss and you're my employee. We'll definitely see each other often. Lin Fei laughed. Moreover, you're my woman, although your combat power isn't good. Charlene was even more shy, but she was even happier. I'm finally brother Lin's woman. Lin Fei personally drove Charlene to work. Since Perfection was incorporated, the company moved to another location. Fortunately, it was still in Jiangbei District, Tianhai Building, 36th floor. It was Lin Fei's first time at Perfection. After walking in, Lin Fei realized that most of the employees in the company were girls, and they looked young. Lin Fei felt as if he had walked into a zoo. Assistant Xia, is this your boyfriend? Good friend, you're so manly. Charlene was still an assistant. What nonsense are you talking about? This is our company's boss. Although Charlene wanted to admit it, she still changed her method. Boss? For a moment, it was dead silent. The change of ownership of the perfect company caused quite a commotion in Donghai, especially within the company. Everything happened too fast, so fast that no one could react. Especially the company's executives. They were all dumbfounded, as if they were dreaming. Perfection. That was the property of the Li family. In a place like Donghai, it was the ultimate existence. However, such a big backer, the Li family that could cause a terrifying impact in Donghai actually didn't say anything. It was full of disbelief. Hello, boss. Boss, you're so handsome. Boss, I want to bear your children. After a short moment of shock, these office girls became excited. Do your job well. Charlene shouted, it's office time now. As the manager's assistant, Charlene still had a lot of deterrence. Boss, this way please. Charlene glared at them. That would let these little vixens get close to Brother Lin. This was her, Charlene's man. After Lin, Fei left with Charlene. The women in the workplace started chattering. As long as one wasn't a fool, they would definitely know that the young boss had a great background. He was 100% a diamond bachelor. Xiaolin, what was going on outside just now? Bai Shengnan was busy reading documents and didn't raise her head. Ahem, Sister Xingnan, the boss is here. Charlene coughed. Bai Shengnan was shocked when she saw the smiling Lin Fei. Boss, you scared me to death. Bai Shengnan patted her chest. If I was scared to death, then no one would help you. Don't worry, with me here, you definitely won't be scared to death. Lin Fei teased. I'm the one who created miracles. Brother Lin, I'll help you pour some tea. Charlene took the initiative to pour tea, leaving Lin Fei and Bai Shengnan in the office. Are you used to it? Lin Fei took a sip and said, I'm still getting used to it. Bai Shengnan had a lot of questions in her heart. Boss, how did you get it to be perfect? This is the Li family's company. Lin Fei smiled. Just treat it as a gift from the Li family. Gift? Bai Shengnan couldn't believe it. When did the Lin family become so easy to talk to? But I knew fashion design before, not cosmetics. Bai Shengnan really didn't know much. If you don't know, then learn slowly. Lin Fei smiled. You can find a headhunter. As for the future management of the company, that's even easier. Isn't it popular now? Just make a few popular ones. Bai Shengnan rolled her eyes. If it was so easy to make popular, it would already be popular outside. Boss, it's easy for you to say, but it's hard to make popular ones. Bai Shengnan said helplessly. I looked at the management of the company and it's not bad. I'll take care of the popular ones. Lin Fei smiled. You just need to take care of the company's matters. If you can't handle it, then find a CEO to help you. Bai Shengnan didn't believe Lin Fei's words. He was definitely bragging. I'll find someone to do that. Bai Shengnan nodded. She suddenly thought of something and looked embarrassed. Boss, are you free tonight? Tonight? Lin Fei smiled mischievously. Could it be that you want to treat me to a meal? If it's a normal person, I can forget about it, but you're a beauty, I'm more than willing. Bai Shengnan felt uncomfortable. Boss, you misunderstood. I just want you to pretend to be my boyfriend. Yes, pretend to be my boyfriend. Chapter 39:17. Uft. Lin Fei spat out a mouthful of tea. You're a beauty, yet you want me to stop pretending to be my boyfriend? Did I hear you wrong? Bai Shengnan didn't dare to look at Lin Fei. Fortunately, they were in the office. If they were somewhere else, Bai Shengnan would have been too ashamed to show her face. Despite her strong appearance, Bai Shengnan was still very traditional in her bones. If it wasn't for this incident, Bai Shengnan wouldn't dare to say this. However, she had no other choice. After thinking about it, this was the only way to solve the problem. In Bai Shengnan's eyes, her boss was still very mysterious. I'm serious, boss. Bai Shengnan actually felt guilty. Bai Shengnan had never done this kind of thing in her life. It's not like I can't be your boyfriend. Lin Fei said with a smile. Then, how are you going to thank me? After all, not everyone is qualified to be my girlfriend. Bai Shengnan was speechless. I'll treat you to a meal. Lin Fei laughed. That's so simple. Then forget it. It's meaningless. Bai Shengnan really wanted Lin Fei to help her. This was a perfect company that could be taken from the Li family. Boss, I'm your employee. Don't you want to help me? Bai Shengnan said weakly. Actually, she wanted to act coquettishly, but a strong woman was lacking in this aspect. Act coquettishly like a man? Wouldn't that kill Bai Shengnan? You're right. Lin Fei nodded. Then how about this? Come and give your boss a massage. I'll accompany you if I'm happy. That should be easy to talk to. Remember what you said. Bai Shengnan actually had a certain resistance towards men. However, it wasn't so obvious around Lin Fei. She didn't know why, but there was an indescribable aura around the boss that attracted her. It was really comfortable. It was also Bai Shengnan's first time giving someone a massage. She only knew how to do it for a short while, but it still made the strong woman blush. Use more strength. Yes, use more strength. Lin Fei smiled. It was interesting to tease a strong woman. Bai Shengnan really wanted to pinch Lin Fei, but she didn't dare. She still needed Lin Fei's help tonight. If she had a choice, Bai Shengnan really didn't want to go. But she had no choice. Sister Shengnan, what's wrong with you? Why is your face so red? Charlene felt a little strange when she came back after dealing with things. Could it be that it's too hot? The massage didn't last long, but it had a huge impact on Bai Shengnan. It felt more like they were having an affair. It's probably because the air conditioner isn't very good. Bai Shengnan said seriously. We have to change it. Lin Fei had to hand it to Bai Shengnan. Women always had an excuse to lie without batting an eyelid. No wonder. Charlene did not understand what he meant. I'll find someone else to replace them. It's a big company after all. How could they not do the small details well? After sitting for a while, Lin Fei got up and left. After leaving the building, Lin Fei received a text message. I'll wait for you at the square tonight. Lin Fei glanced at it and suddenly thought of something. It seems that tonight is Longting Villa, Yu Zishan's birthday banquet. Could it be that Bai Shengnan is also going to Longting Villa? Lin Fei still knew about Bai Shengnan's background. She was the eldest daughter of Donghai's Bai family. She had a conflict with her family and started her own business. The Bai family was currently the #1 family in Donghai, but its influence was not as great as before. However, a starving camel was still bigger than a horse. "Boss!" A figure walked over. It was none other than the assassin of the dark organization, Anna. Different from last time, this time she was dressed in a youthful and lively outfit. She wore a pair of sapphire blue jeans and a white short-sleeved shirt. Her long blonde hair draped over her shoulders, and her face was brimming with a bright smile. Those who didn't know would never think that this blonde beauty was a silver assassin of the dark organization. "You look very beautiful," Lin Fei said with a smile. Anna was afraid of Lin Fei. Even now, she was still afraid of the scene from that night. If she was afraid of Lin Fei's strength. What she loved was the mysterious feeling of reaching the peak. She would never forget it for the rest of her life. "Get in the car." Lin Fei walked into the parking lot and Anna followed. Sitting in the front passenger seat, Anna didn't even dare to breathe. The Lin Fei in front of her was a terrifying demon king. He could kill people with a flick of his finger. "Boss, I've removed the stronghold in Donghai," Anna reported. "What about your organization?" Lin Fei said, "When can you send someone over? It's been very boring recently." Anna couldn't help but worry about the organization. With such a terrifying demon king, no matter how many people from the organization came, they would all die. "In a week at most, they will send a higher-level assassin over," Anna said. "Gold level? Is he a grandmaster?" If he wasn't a grandmaster, it was really boring for Lin Fei. "A gold assassin can kill a grandmaster," Anna said. "Then," she added, "when he's fully prepared." "Then, have you exposed yourself?" "Not yet," Anna said. "If I don't go back soon, I might be suspected. There are many experts in the organization, and they are also proficient in this aspect. Just keep an eye on them." Lin Fei said, "Your strength is still a little lacking. I'll help you another day." To make Anna his subordinate, her strength was completely insufficient. She needed to be mentioned. Others might not be able to do it, but Lin Fei had a way. Anna was delighted. She knew Lin Fei's terrifying strength. He could turn a person into ashes with one palm. Even if she could only achieve 1% of his strength, she would be satisfied. "Thank you, boss. Go to the back. I miss your performance." Lin Fei patted Anna's long legs and laughed. Last night, he didn't have enough fun with Charlene. He surrendered after a few rounds. He wasn't as strong as Anna. Anna obediently climbed to the back seat. After a while, the Bentley Timberlake started shaking. "This car won't do. I have to change to another one. The shock absorber is not good enough." Evening, Jiangbei District, Commercial Square. Lin Fei drove over in his Bentley Timberlake. Bai Shangnan had changed into a party dress and put on some light makeup. She exuded elegance and nobility. Lin Fei came down feeling refreshed. Anna's combat strength was not bad. She could withstand the impact of a horse. "I'm not late, am I?" Lin Fei walked over. Bai Shengnan had just arrived. "No, I just arrived too." "Then let's go. After all, it's Master Yu's birthday banquet tonight," Lin Fei said with a smile. "You know the Longting Villa." Bai Shengnan thought that Lin Fei didn't know. After all, it was a big event tonight. Almost all the celebrities in East Ocean were there. Of course, Lin Fei knew. He was even prepared to talk to Master Yu. That place was a waste in Yu Zishan's hands. Chapter 39:18. In the evening, the Longting Mountain Villa was brightly lit. Tonight was Master Yu Zishan's birthday banquet. 80 years old. Even though he was 80 years old, no one dared to underestimate this 80-year-old Grandmaster Yu Zishan. Even the few Grandmasters of East Ocean would give face to Master Yu Zishan, because Yu Zishan had another identity that even the Grandmasters couldn't ignore. Tonight was destined to be a grand event. "Boss, the Longting Mountain Villa is just ahead, Bai Shengnan said while looking ahead. Lin Fei had been here once before, but compared to the last time, it was completely different this time. There were luxury cars all along the way. It'll be very lively tonight. Lin Fei smiled. Oh, right. Don't call me boss when we get there. Otherwise, I'll be exposed. Just call me Brother Lin like Xiao Lin. Bai Shengnan nodded. Brother Lin, I'll listen to you. Your voice is too stiff. Softer, or else it won't look like you. Lin Fei joked. Bai Shengnan had never had a boyfriend before. When she called him Brother Lin, her tone sounded very stiff. One could tell that there was something wrong with her. Ah, can I? Lin Fei shook his head. Of course not. You have to change it. I'll teach you while we still have time. Thank you, Brother Lin. Bai Shengnan nodded. Come, say it with emotion. Don't use a professional tone. Brother Lin. No, make your voice longer and softer. Brother Lin. This time it was longer. Yes, just like that. Make it softer. For the rest of the journey, Lin Fei taught Bai Shengnan. The effect was quite good. It sounded like a man and a woman. At least, it didn't sound cold anymore. It had a taste. Almost there. When Bai Shengnan mastered it, they arrived at the parking lot outside the Longting Mountain Villa. Thank you. Bai Shengnan blushed. The way Lin Fei called her brother Lin stimulated Bai Shengnan quite a bit. I'll hold your hand later. Just relax. Whatever happens tonight, leave it to me. Lin Fei smiled and drove the car into the parking lot. At this time, the parking lot was filled with luxury cars. Ferraris, Rolls-Royce Phantom, Martin, and so on. In contrast, Lin Fei's Bentley was quite ordinary. It could even be said that it was inconspicuous. After all, those who could attend the birthday banquet tonight were all the upper echelons of East Ocean. To them, tonight was not only a birthday banquet, but also a chance to make friends. This was a rare opportunity. Bai Shengnan didn't dare to look at Lin Fei and said in a low voice, Then I'll have to trouble Big Brother Lin. Master, it's so lively tonight. In a corner of the parking lot, Li Shan brought his disciples down from a Bentley. Chen Li Wen, who was at the side, had a look of envy on his face. Li Shan was not as excited as his disciple. He was very calm and said, Of course it's lively. Master Yu is celebrating his 80th birthday this year. His health is good, and he looks like a person in his 50s or 60s. Who doesn't want to be on good terms with Master Yu? Master, I also heard that a grandmaster will be coming this time. Is that true? Chen Liwen asked excitedly. Li Shan also looked forward to seeing a grandmaster. He nodded and said, There should be a grandmaster. I just don't know who it is. I think that Grandmaster Luo Tianyin will definitely come. Grandmaster Luo Tianyin from Xiaoyao Daoist Temple. Chen Liwen took a deep breath and said, Then tonight will be an eye-opener. One had to know that not everyone could meet a grandmaster. For example, Grandmaster Luo Tianyin lived in Xiaoyao Daoist Temple outside of Jiangbei District. However, not everyone could visit him. There was no difference between a few 100 million and a few billion. One did not even have the right to meet a grandmaster. When you go in later, just watch obediently. Li Shan warned, Don't talk nonsense. There are many big shots that you can't afford to offend. Chun Liwen nodded. He wouldn't dare even if he was given 100 guts. It's him. Chen Liwen suddenly saw a person, and his face couldn't help but darken. Master, that brat is here too. He even dares to bring a woman here. Li Shan was about to go over and greet a few people he knew. When he heard his disciples' words, he subconsciously looked over and his face darkened as well. It's that brat. A cold light flashed in Li Shan's eyes. It was the guy who made him suffer the last time. Master, here's our chance. Chen Liwen hated that guy to the core. Instead of hiding obediently, he actually dared to come to Longting Manor. This is a chance for us to make a move. Chen Liwen wanted to teach that guy a lesson more than anyone else. However, he never had the chance, nor did he have the guts. Even his master was no match for him, let alone Chen Liwen. If it was somewhere else, he might not have the guts, but this was Longting Manor. Li Shan also remembered this guy, called Lin Fei. Keep an eye on him. I'll go look for him. Li Shan said sinisterly, We can't deal with this brat, but they can. Li Shan knew Longting Manor's master used godson, Yu Longfei. I didn't expect so many people to come to Master Yu's birthday banquet. Bai Shengnan got out of the car and was also very surprised. I can only say that he has a lot of face. Lin Fei also got out of the car and said with a smile, If they were to shoot missiles one by one, then who knows how many people East Ocean would lose. Bai Shengnan burst into laughter. You really know how to talk. Let's go in. Lin Fei reached out and wrapped his arm around Bai Shengnan's waist. He could clearly feel Bai Shengnan tremble. Don't panic, we're a couple like this. Bai Shengnan was nervous at first, but as she sensed the strong masculine aura, her panic disappeared. Is your father here? Lin Fei asked. He should be inside. Bai Shengnan said, Why? Of course, to get to know him. Lin Fei said with a smile, No matter what, I'm your boyfriend now. How can I not meet my father-in-law? Bai Shengnan couldn't help but laugh again. Big brother Lin, you really know how to talk. Little Lin must have been tricked by you like this. Lin Fei said with a smile, Guess, do you want to give it a try? Bai Shengnan rolled her eyes. I'm ignoring you. Lin Fei felt that teasing Bai Shengnan was a very interesting thing. Yu Longfei was welcoming guests. His face was bathed in the spring breeze. Young Master Fei, I'm Li Shan. Li Shan found Yu Longfei. You still have the nerve to come, Yu Longfei said fiercely. Li Shan lowered his head and said, Young Master Fei, I was wrong last time. Who knew that kid was so powerful? However, I brought you good news this time. Don't mention that guy. Yu Longfei had suffered a loss at the hands of Lin Fei, so he gritted his teeth when he mentioned him. Although his body looked normal now, compared to before, there was a big difference. It was all thanks to Lin Fei. Chapter 39:19. That brat. Yu Longfei glared. It's that bastard Lin Fei. Li Shan said in a low voice, Just now I saw that brat. What, he really dared to come. Yu Longfei's eyes turned cold. Are you sure you're not lying to me? Young Master Fei, I wouldn't dare even if I had 100 guts. Li Shan smiled bitterly. I was afraid that the brat would run away, so I immediately came to inform young Master Fei. Only young Master Fei can take down that brat. I hope you're not lying to me. Yu Longfei glanced at Li Shan. Bring me there. Cousin, why are you only here now? Lin Fei and Bai Shengnan walked into the villa. Inside the villa, there were pavilions, fake mountains, and flowing water. It was as if one was in the Jiangnan water village. After passing through the winding corridor, someone walked towards Bai Shengnan. A beautiful woman in her 30s wearing an evening gown walked over. Beside her was a man with a gentle appearance. Bai Zijuan had been waiting for her cousin, Bai Shengnan. Seeing that it was almost time, she became anxious. She remembered her uncle's words, that she must bring her cousin here. She finally saw them, but when she saw the person beside her, Bai Zijuan couldn't help but frown. Her cousin didn't say that she had a boyfriend. Bai Zijuan knew that her uncle had put a lot of effort into her cousin's matter. It wasn't easy for him to get in touch with such an outstanding person. Whether it was his background or himself, he was first class. Most importantly, he was from Beijing. He was from the center of power in Beijing. But now, the situation wasn't right. Bai Zijuan had seen that person before. He was a true tall, rich, and handsome man with a strong background. No, I must chase that brat away. Bai Zijuan worked in a government department, so she immediately knew what to do. There's a traffic jam. Bai Shengnan was a little nervous. This cousin of his was not someone who was easy to deal with. She was the best at talking. Others might not understand why her cousin was waiting for her here at this time, but Bai Shengnan understood. It must be her father's request. Uncle has been waiting for you for a long time. Bai Zijuan didn't look at the man. I'll bring you there. From beginning to end, he didn't even look at Lin Fei. With just a glance, Bai Zijuan saw the problem. This young man didn't look very old, and his clothes were very ordinary. He didn't look like a rich person at all. The preliminary conclusion was that he was just an ordinary person. Such a person was not qualified to be friends with his cousin. Bai Zijuan pulled his cousin away. Hubby, greet Xingnan's friend. Bai Zijuan said, and even gave him a look. Friend, it's your first time here, right? The gentleman smiled. I'll introduce you to him. Bai Shengnan was displeased. Lin Fei smiled and said, Baby, you go first. I'll come over later. Then I'll wait for you. Bai Shengnan nodded. After they left, the gentleman's face darkened. Young man, I don't care how you met Xingnan, but I advise you to leave quickly. Don't ask for trouble. What kind of person was Lin Fei? He knew what the other party meant with just one sentence. This meant that he didn't want to see him. That was why Lin Fei asked Bai Xingnan to tag along so that everyone wouldn't feel awkward. You're talking to me. Chen Zicong was Bai Zijuan's husband. Although he looked gentle, he was very fierce when dealing with people. From Chen Zicong's point of view, this man was a toad that wanted to eat swan meat. He didn't even look at Bai Xingnan's status. Don't play dumb. Chen Zicong sneered. It's impossible for Bai Shengnan to like someone like you. People like you should scram as far away as possible. Don't come to this kind of place and make a fool of yourself. You talk too much. Lin Fei was too lazy to say anything. He kicked Chen Zicong into the lotus pond. Help! You bastard! How dare you kick me? Chen Zicong was dumbfounded and roared. So what if I kicked you? Lin Fei said with a smile. Whoever Bai Shengnan likes is her freedom. Who do you think you are? How dare you make a fuss in front of me? You're dead. I'll definitely kill you. Chen Zicong's expression turned ferocious. He wished that he could cut the other party into 8 pieces. Come up here and talk. Lin Fei laughed. He was too lazy to pay attention to this guy. He was already lucky that he didn't kill this guy on the spot. Stop, Lin Fei! Just as Lin Fei was about to leave, a thunderous sound came from behind. Chen Zicong, who was soaking in the water, was startled. He choked a few mouthfuls of water. He was about to die from disgust. When he opened his mouth to curse, he was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Fifth young master, why are you here? Chen Zicong knew about the 5 young masters of the Soaring Dragon Manor. Did that kid offend the 5th young master? Chen Zicong became excited. Then he's dead for sure. Those who offend the 5th young master never have a good ending. With Li Shan leading the way, Yu Longfei really saw Lin Fei and immediately called for help. Yo, you've recovered, Lin Fei said with a smile. It wasn't easy. Shut up. Yu Longfei roared. Lin Fei, if you obediently kneel down now, you can still suffer less. Otherwise, don't even think about leaving the Soaring Dragon Manor today. Behind Yu Longfei stood more than a dozen martial artists. The most powerful one was a peak Dark Jing expert. Only the Soaring Dragon Manor had the strength to put out such a lineup. Ordinary people didn't have the qualifications. I really don't want to leave the Soaring Dragon Manor, Lin Fei said with a smile. I quite like it here. To Yu Longfei's ears, these words were full of provocation. This was the Soaring Dragon Manor, not to mention anything else. Just these 3 words were enough to make people's faces change color. Those people with billions and tens of billions of net worth, who wouldn't be respectful when they came here, putting on airs, they wouldn't dare to. You've got guts to not take our Soaring Dragon Manor seriously. Yu Longfei sneered. Go, break his legs. You'll regret it when the time comes. The Soaring Dragon Manor isn't a place for you to behave atrociously. More than a dozen martial artists behind him rushed forward. These martial artists had all been trained. Once they attacked, they were orderly and had a clear division of labor. It could be considered a kind of joint attack. Whoever dared to underestimate them would be finished. Scram! Lin Fei took a step forward and waved his hand. The dozen or so martial artists who had formed a joint attack all let out muffled groans and flew out in disorder. Some crashed into the wall, and some fell into the lotus pond. No, Chun Zitsong was still gloating when he was immediately dumbfounded. A few figures crashed down and screamed. How is it? Am I very presumptuous? Lin Fei kicked Yu Longfei's stomach and hit the wall. More than half of his body sank into it. Another slap landed on Li Shan's body. Crack! Crack! Li Shan knocked over the rock garden and laid on the ground, panting heavily. You! How dare you! Yu Longfei's eyes widened. He couldn't move, and all the bones in his body were broken. Chapter 39:20. Yu Longfei absolutely couldn't believe that he was beaten in his own territory. The injury was more than serious. All the bones in his body were broken, and every breath he took would cause him severe pain. He almost fainted. This is Longting Villa. How dare he? No matter how Yu Longfei thought about it, even if he cracked his head, he couldn't think of anything. Because I have the strength. Lin Fei smiled and turned to leave, leaving behind these words lightly. Yu Longfei was so angry that he vomited blood again. This was the most pretentious thing he had ever heard. He was an expert. Even Grandmaster experts had to give him face. But this guy still dared to say such words. Pull me out. Yu Longfei roared at Chen Liwen. At this time, Chen Liwen had already collapsed on the ground, and the ground was obviously wet. It turned out that he was so scared that he peed. He was completely scared out of his wits by Lin Fei's ferocity. On the other side, Bai Zijuan pulled Bai Shengnan. Cousin, why did you bring a man here? Aren't you afraid that uncle will be angry? Bai Shengnan broke free from her cousin's hand. So what if he's angry? Can't I bring my boyfriend here? Bai Zijuan took a deep breath. Fortunately, there was no one around, so he lowered his voice and said, Cousin, don't say such things. Uncle is really worried about you. Moreover, that person is also here. I just took a look. I don't know how many people want to curry favor with him. Bai Xingnan was not interested in who was inside and said coldly, Cousin, don't worry about this matter. Bai Zijuan really didn't understand. What was so good about that ordinary young man that was worthy of his cousin's approval? One must know that this time, the person who came was the son of the Yan family. In Yanjing, the Yan family was one of the top families, and its influence was so great that it was a terrifying existence. Cousin, you have to think carefully. Bai Zijuan still wanted to persuade her. Bai Shengnan said coldly, Cousin, if you say this again, I'll be angry. Okay, let's not talk about it anymore. Bai Zijuan laughed dryly. I'll take you to uncle. Bai Zijuan thought that when his cousin saw that person, she would definitely fall in love with him. On this matter, the entire Bai family approved of this marriage. If they had the support of the Yan family, the Bai family would be greatly improved in every aspect and regain their position as the #1 family. The greater the influence of the Bai family, the greater the benefits of being a member of the family. When uncle asked Bai Zijuan to persuade him, he agreed without any hesitation. He even clapped his hands and promised that he would persuade Bai Xingnan. It seemed like he could only take it one step at a time. She prayed in her heart that her husband would kick that brat out. Longting Manor was huge. Lin Fei walked casually. This Yu Zishan is quite influential. 3 evolved Jing masters have come, and one of them is an old acquaintance. Lin Fei squinted his eyes. The other 2 are a bit unfamiliar, but they are much stronger than Luo Tianyan. It wasn't easy to meet 3 of them at once. Wait, there's another one. Lin Fei smiled again. Under his perception, another grandmaster had arrived in the Longting Villa. It's going to be lively tonight. Lin Fei smiled. It's a good time to announce the ownership of the Longting Villa to avoid trouble in the future. Longtang Villa, Longting Hall. Celebrities gathered in groups of 2s and 3s, but their gazes would occasionally fall on the silver-haired old man in a gray robe who looked to be in his 60s. The gray-robed old man was Master Yu Zishan. Tonight was his 80th birthday banquet. Grandmaster Luo, I'm very happy that you can come. Yu Zishan smiled. Other than his silver hair, it was hard to tell that he was an 80-year-old man. Old Yu, it's your birthday today. Why can't I come? Luo Tianyan smiled. Actually, if it was possible, he really didn't want to go out. After suffering such a big loss a few days ago, Luo Tianyan also wanted to take revenge, which was why he came to visit Yu Zishan. After all, Yu Zishan had another identity, which was Feng Shui Master, also known as a Dao cultivator. Many people knew about Feng Shui Masters. However, almost no one knew about Dao cultivators. Yu Zishan, on the other hand, was a Dao cultivator grandmaster and had real accomplishments in Dao techniques. Although Yu Zishan wasn't a martial Dao grandmaster, he was a Dao cultivator grandmaster, and his strength was above that of a grandmaster. In the East Sea, Yu Zishan was a hidden expert. A tall man walked out and smiled at Master Yu. Old Yu, your complexion is getting better. I'm so envious. Yu Zishan smiled and said, Director Tai, you're a rare guest. Even if I'm a rare guest, I still have to come. Tai Zhan smiled and handed over a congratulatory gift. This is just a small token of my appreciation. The person beside Yu Zishan took the gift. It's rare for me to come. I have to drink a few cups later. Yu Zishan smiled. Of course. Director, don't you hate this kind of thing the most? A petite figure at the side whispered. Who else could it be other than Zhao Rou? I have to come even if I hate it. Taizhan said, Tonight is Master Yu's birthday banquet. I have to give him face. Outsiders might not know Yu Zishan's background, but as the Yan Huang battle team and the East Sea branch director, Taizhan knew everything. He had to give face to this master. Director, I'm going out for a walk. Zhao Rou said softly. She was usually on various missions and did not like such occasions. The night view of the Longting Villa is very beautiful. You can go take a look. Taizhan also knew Zhao Rou's character. It was indeed not suitable for such occasions. Zhao Rou walked out of the hall. She had to admit that the night view of the Longting Villa was not bad. After all, she did not know how much money had been spent on the Longting Villa. Naturally, it was not comparable to ordinary mansions. It said that the Longting Villa is different. It is indeed different. Zhao Rou walked and quietly felt the difference of the Longting Villa. This must be the paradise that the director mentioned. The Yan Huang battle team was a big organization. Many secrets that outsiders did not know were not secrets within the Yan Huang battle team. Zhao Rou also knew about the paradise. Places like this rarely appeared in the bustling city of the East Sea. If I can cultivate here, I might have a chance to become a transcendent grandmaster in this lifetime. Zhao Rou thought, at that time, I will be able to see my savior. Zhao Rou had never forgotten what happened that day. Through the Yan Huang battle team's own intelligence agency, those people from the Flaming Starlight sect seemed to have disappeared. They had been killed. In this way, he was even more sure of one thing. The possibility that that person was a grandmaster was very high. Bang! Zhao Rou's head bumped into a thick arm. A masculine scent hit her in the face. Sorry. Zhao Rou looked up and saw a young man. He looked very ordinary, but at second glance, she felt that there was something different. Chapter 39:21. For some reason, Zhao Ro felt that she had seen this person somewhere before, but she couldn't remember. It was really strange, really unbelievable. Had she seen this person before? Do we know each other? Zhao Ro raised her head and asked, full of doubt. Lin Fei didn't expect to meet someone from the Yan Huang battle team here. She seemed to be called Zhao Ro or something. It was a nice name, but anyone who thought she was easy to bully would definitely be beaten up badly. Pretty lady, can I take that as a flirt? Lin Fei laughed. Zhao Ro didn't expect to ask a stranger like that. Now it was awkward. What do you think? Zhao Ro said fiercely. Flirting is impossible. Lin Fei decided to tease Zhao Ro. But I just feel that way. Pretty lady, you're so pretty. Why don't we go for a walk? Then you can try. Zhao Ro shook her head. She definitely didn't know such a person. She must be thinking too much. I'm very violent. Lin Fei blinked. I like violent beauties because I'm violent myself. Don't you think we're a good match? Zhao Ro was stunned. How did she meet such a person? As for violence, he was just an ordinary person. He didn't have the aura of a martial artist. His limbs were loose, and he didn't have any spirit. Zhao Ro could knock such a person down with one punch and make him bedridden for half a month. Now get out of my way. I'm leaving. Zhao Ro really wanted to give him a kick, but she held it in. Why are you leaving? Lin Fei laughed. I think you're quite interesting. We have so much time together. It'd be a pity if we didn't talk. Lin Fei felt like he was a demon king. Go away. If you don't, I'm going to get angry. Zhao Ro said, intending to go around him. This guy in front of her was so annoying. It's good to be angry. I heard that violent girls look good when they're angry. Lin Fei said seriously. It's a pity that I've never seen it in my life. What kind of person was this? Zhao Ro was furious. Get out of my way. Zhao Ro stretched out her hand and pushed with a bit of strength. Even a strong man would not be able to withstand it and could only obediently push him to the side. This push made Zhao Ro feel as if she was pushing a mountain, and she was unable to move it at all. Instead, she was the one who was careless and knocked into it. Aya, so this is your violent method. Lin Fei smiled. I like it very much. Continue. Zhao Ro smelled the scent of a man again. It was intoxicating, and her mind also calmed down. Zhao Ro, what's wrong with you? This man is taking advantage of you. Zhao Ro pushed her hands away unhappily. As a dark force martial artist, the strength of his hands was not enough to move mountains and drain seas, but he still had the strength of hundreds or even thousands of kilograms, which was not something that ordinary people could withstand. This push was at least a few hundred kilograms of force. Zhao Ro didn't believe that the guy in front of her could block it, but the result was still like a stone sinking into the sea. The other party was still smiling. I can't even move this person. Zhao Ro jumped out subconsciously, completely dumbfounded. What was going on? It was unimaginable. That was hundreds of kilograms of force. Even a rock could be moved, let alone a person. Could it be that he is a martial artist? Zhao Ro sized up this person, but she couldn't remember any information about this person. He was very unfamiliar. As a member of the Yan Huang battle team, it was compulsory to know about East Sea martial artists, especially those who were not weak. She had to remember them. But this person in front of her was really young. Zhao Ro had actually misjudged him. This guy in front of her was a martial artist? Could he be from a nearby province? Only then would Zhao Ro not have any impression of this person. Brother Lin, I finally found you. Before Zhao Ro could decide what to do, a crisp voice rang out. A young figure ran over. Bai Shengnan, the daughter of the Bai clan. Zhao Ro recognized her at one glance and was slightly shocked. Sister Bai, does the daughter of the Bai clan know this person? Brother Lin, the one with the surname Lin? Zhao Ro didn't remember any powerful martial artist with the surname Lin in East Sea. Why did you come out? Bai Shengnan walked out with small steps and was quite surprised to see a young girl. Move, I'm leaving. Zhao Ro finally found an opportunity to leave, but she still remembered this man. This time, Lin Fei really didn't stop Zhao Ro from leaving. It was quite interesting to bully a young girl like her. You bullied a young girl? Bai Shengnan asked. I saw that she was very angry. Tell me, that young girl tried to hit on me on purpose. Do you believe me? Lin Fei said with a smile. Zhao Ro didn't walk very far and almost stumbled. How can there be such a shameless man in this world? Bai Shengnan burst into laughter. Keep bragging. I don't believe it. Maybe you were the one who took liberties with her. This laughter made Bai Shengnan's mood improve a lot. Why did you come out? Lin Fei said. Are you going to take me to see father-in-law? I've been looking forward to it for a long time. Bai Shengnan had indeed run out because of her father. Are you really going to see my father? Bai Shengnan asked. Of course. Lin Fei faintly smiled. I'm your boyfriend. If I don't go see your father-in-law, then I won't go. Bai Shengnan's heart warmed. Thank you. In the banquet hall. Uncle, cousin can't figure it out right now. When young Master Yin comes, I think cousin won't have any ideas. Bai Zijuan smiled as she talked to a middle-aged man. This middle-aged man looked like he was in his early 50s and had the demeanor of a superior. I hope so. The middle-aged man by Tiancheng was also very disappointed with his daughter. After saying a few words, he ran out. Bai Zijuan was very envious. If it was her, she wouldn't even need to think and would choose to agree. That was the wife of a rich family. Cousin is back. Bai Zijuan's eyes lit up, but in the next second, her expression slightly changed. She saw her cousin and a man coming in. This man was the young man she met outside. What the hell is Zitsong doing? She can't even do such a small thing. Bai Zijuan was a little angry. She was prepared to perform well in front of her uncle. But now, when Bai Tiancheng saw this, he was almost infuriated. The moment she left, she actually brought a man in. This made her father, Bai Tiancheng, very unhappy. His expression darkened and a dignified aura came out. Bai Zijuan, who was beside him, didn't dare to look at him. Uncle is angry. That kid is finished. Bai Zijuan was clear that once her uncle was angry, that young man definitely wouldn't have a good ending. Some people in the surroundings also noticed the change in this big shot of Bai Tiancheng. They couldn't help but feel a little strange. But when they saw Bai Shengnan, they immediately understood. Chapter 39:22. Daytime was furious. His woman actually dared to bring a stranger over. It was really infuriating. Bai Tiancheng had always hoped for the Bai family to rise to the next level. If they could establish a relationship with the Yen family, it would definitely increase the Bai family's strength by a lot. Where else could he find such a good deal? But now, Bai Tiancheng really wanted to send this young man flying with a slap. Uncle, I'm Xingnan's boyfriend, Lin Fei. Lin Fei walked over while holding Bai Shengnan's hand. Bai Shengnan was very nervous. At this point, no matter how angry his father was, he couldn't back down. Bai Shengnan didn't want to marry a stranger, let alone someone she wasn't familiar with. Shengnan, come here. Bai Tiancheng said in a low voice. That person from the Yen family hadn't arrived yet. It would be easy to explain if he didn't see it, but once he did, it would be hard to explain. What Bai Tiancheng needed to do now was to draw a clear line between them. As long as Bai Tiancheng was clear of his involvement, Bai Tiancheng was confident that he could resolve this matter. I'm not coming over. Bai Shengnan shook her head. This is my boyfriend, the person I like. No one can change my mind. This time, Bai Shengnan's tone was very firm. Bai Shengnan knew what kind of person her father was. Bai Shengnan also threw caution to the wind. Young man, you should know who I am. Bai Tiancheng couldn't do anything about his daughter. If they were at home, he would have chased her out long ago. However, this was the Longting manor so he could only endure it. Of course I do. Lin Fei smiled. You're a big shot. It's good that you know, Bai Tiancheng said coldly. Then why did you leave? If I get angry, the consequences will be dire. Leave? No, I won't leave. Lin Fei smiled and said, No one can make me leave on my own, not even you. No one can. I've taken a fancy to Bai Shangnan, so she's mine. Crazy, too crazy. Watch your words, Bai Zijuan said angrily. Lin Fei laughed and said, I'm just talking. What's wrong? By the way, your husband seems to be taking a shower outside. It's so cool. Maybe I'll let you see him send clothes over later. Shower? Bai Zijuan mocked. Do you think I'll believe you? As soon as she finished speaking, her phone rang. It was her husband, Chen Zizong. Zijuan, hurry up and find me a set of clothes. Bai Zijuan suspected that he had misheard. That brat was right. How is this possible? Hubby, what's wrong? Bai Zijuan asked. Stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and find some clothes. Before Bai Zijuan could speak again, the other side hung up the phone. What did you do to my husband? Bai Zijuan pointed at Lin Fei angrily. Nothing much. I just asked him to take a bath. Who asked your husband to be so hot-tempered? It's just nice to cool down. Lin Fei said indifferently. You bastard. Bai Zijuan really wanted to tear this guy's face apart, but he held back in the end. Bai Xingnan was confused. What was this about bathing and delivering clothes? However, he also came to a realization, and a look of astonishment appeared on his face. Uncle, we've met. Seeing that you're quite angry, I won't bother you any more. Lin Fei smiled. Let's talk when we have time. Lin Fei dragged Bai Xingnan out to eat. He actually dares to leave. Bai Tiancheng's eyes widened. This was the first time someone had said such a thing to him. Isn't this kid afraid of me? Bai Tiancheng tried his best to suppress his anger and did not stop him. He could only stare at them with murderous eyes. He could not think of any family with the surname Lin in East Ocean. Big brother Lin, you're the first person to talk to my dad like this. Bai Shengnan breathed a sigh of relief. Your dad is also a human. There's nothing to be afraid of. Lin Fei smiled as he picked up a piece of cake. Try this, it's not bad. Bai Xingnan really admired Lin Fei. In this kind of place and situation, he could still act so calmly in front of his own father. No one in the younger generation could do this. I just heard that you took care of my cousin-in-law. Bai Xingnan asked. That Chen Zizong? I asked him to take a bath. Lin Fei smiled. That guy with bad breath. It's a good chance to wash away his bad breath. I don't like cousin-in-law either. He's a very scheming guy, Bai Shengnan said in a low voice. My cousin and cousin-in-law are really a match made in heaven. I bet they'll hate you to death. Only a useless person would hold a grudge against someone. Lin Fei said disdainfully. Only a capable person would take revenge on someone and crush them. It's a pity that your cousin-in-law doesn't have that ability. Bai Shengnan rolled her eyes. Your chicken soup for the soul is very poisonous. No matter how I look at it, it seems like you're saying that you're very powerful. Ha ha ha, I'm actually very powerful. Yan Tianheng came with Yen and... Actually, Yan Tianheng didn't want to come. But when he thought of the Bai family, if he could ally with the Bai family, it would be of great help to Yan Tianheng in the Yan family. Even though Yan Tianheng was in a bad mood recently, at least he survived. Yan Tianheng remembered that guy. If he dared to appear in Beijing, he would definitely kill him. In the East Ocean, he could only suffer first. Young Master Yan is here. When Yan Tianheng arrived at the soaring dragon manor, everyone took the initiative to greet him. After all, everyone knew Yan Tianheng's background. He was the young master of Beijing, and he came from the Yan family. Who wouldn't want to suck up to him? Those rich ladies kept throwing flirtatious glances at him. and they almost pounced on him. As long as Yan Tianheng was willing, he could lie on his bed with them any time. Yan Tianheng wasn't interested in these vulgar women. He came tonight to see the daughter of the Bai family and also to celebrate Master Yu's birthday. This was an existence that even grandmasters had to be polite to. If Master Yu took action, Yan Tianheng believed that he would definitely be able to take care of that guy. Therefore, he specially brought something good with him. How would he know if he didn't try? Only after enjoying everyone's flattery did Yan Tianheng regain his aura as a young master. Look, this is the influence of a top family. Yan Tianheng told himself with a faint smile on his face. Yan Tianheng entered. Master Yu Zishan also came out. Young Master Yan, it's my honor to have you here. Yu Zishan could ignore ordinary people, even grandmasters, but he had to respect this young Master Yan. The Yan family was a top family. Yu Zishan was a tyrant in the East Ocean, but he was nothing in front of a top family. They could crush him with a finger, and he was in a sorry state. Master Yu, you're the birthday boy tonight. I should be the one to visit you. Yan Tianheng smiled and asked his subordinate to bring the gift. This is an ancient book that I got. It's not very useful, but I believe Master Yu will like it. Yu Zishan's face lit up. Talisman, Qi Gathering Talisman. After seeing the title of the book, Yu Zishan's breathing quickened. Young Master Yan, you're too kind. I'm very satisfied with this gift. Chapter 39:23. Yu Zishan was very satisfied with this item. As a Taoist cultivator, Yu Zishan loved such things the most, because this kind of thing was too hard to find. Yu Zishan himself did not know how much effort he had put into it. It was only recently that he had found a few, and it had cost him a lot. Yu Zishan was overjoyed by Yan Tianheng's gift. This was a good opportunity to improve his strength. Many people present were very interested in this, but it was a pity that they didn't have the chance to see it. Now they could only be envious. Yan Tianheng smiled inwardly. At the very least, he had let Grandmaster Yu Zishan know his intentions. Things would be easier to handle later on. This time, no matter what, he had to kill Lin Fei. He would not be satisfied if he did not kill Lin Fei. He had lost hundreds of millions last time. Master Yu, you are too polite, said Yan Tianheng with a smile. Master Yu and Yan Tianheng exchanged a few words before he went to entertain the others. Hello, young Master Yan. Bai Tiancheng took the initiative to greet him. Yan Tianheng had some understanding of White Heaven City, and seeing the person in front of him, he took the initiative to greet him. Clan Chief, Bai, hello. Yan Tianheng still gave Bai Tiancheng a lot of face. After all, he was the patriarch of a top-notch family in the Eastern Sea. He still had to give him some face. Otherwise, how could he rope him in the future? This time, they were here for his daughter. Oh, right, where is Miss Bai? Yan Tianheng said, I heard that Miss Bai is very beautiful. Bai Tiancheng was very satisfied with his daughter. Apart from her bad temper, everything else was good. Then he smiled and said, Young Master Yan, you really know how to joke. My daughter is just S.O. Bai Zijuan, who was at the side, didn't dare to speak. Young Master Yan's aura was simply too strong. If possible, Bai Zijuan really wanted to replace his cousin with himself. He was really tall, rich, and handsome. As the head of the Bai clan, Bai Tiancheng didn't know what to say. His daughter had brought a strange man over. If this was seen, he would lose face. Oh, right, where's Miss Bai? Yan Tianheng asked. This time, it was Bai Tiancheng's turn to be embarrassed, and the atmosphere became strange. At this time, someone stood up and said, Miss Bai is with a strange man over there. The speaker was a young man who looked to be in his early 20s, but at this moment he had a gloating look on his face, as if he really wanted to see what would happen next. Bai Tiancheng's face darkened. Yan Tianheng, who was originally smiling, also had an ugly expression on his face. She was his woman. Although he had never seen this woman before, Yan Tianheng had already regarded her as his woman in his heart. After all, she was going to be used for marriage. But now, there was actually someone who dared to poach him. Wasn't this a slap to his face? Young Master Yan, listen to my explanation. Things are actually not like that. You've misunderstood. Bai Tiancheng hurriedly explained. Yan Tiancheng did not listen to the explanation. He followed the young man's gaze and saw a man and a woman eating. This back is a little familiar. Yan Tianheng was surprised for a moment, but he quickly shook his head. How could he meet an acquaintance in this place? It was simply impossible. I would like to see who has such guts. You dare to snatch my woman. Yan Tianheng was furious. Yan Tianheng was also angry now. He could not deal with that fellow Lin Fei. After all, he was a grandmaster expert, but it was more than enough to deal with a guy who tried to poach his woman. Young Master Yan, please calm down. Seeing that young Master Yan was about to go over, Bai Tiancheng was very anxious. If this left a bad impression, how would they be able to arrange a marriage? No matter what, this matter was the Bai family's fault. Now, Bai Tiancheng really had the intention to kill. Could that brat come? Of all times, he had to come at this time. Wasn't this a slap to his face? Now that Yan Tianheng had seen it, how could he explain it? He also hated that young man in his heart. What a talkative guy. Of all the things that could be said, he just had to say this. Lin Fei did not pay attention to the situation around him. At this time, he was eating happily. Bai Shangnan, who was beside him, was the same. After all, they had gone all out this time, so they did not care about the people pointing at them. Perhaps this was the time when Bai Shangnan was the happiest, because she rarely saw her father unable to do anything to her. When everyone saw young Master Yan walking towards the man and woman, they all became curious. Everyone knew that something was about to happen. Brat, you're quite bold, aren't you? How dare you flirt with my woman? Yan Tianheng walked over with large strides. At the same time, there was a cold glint on his face. Many people were watching. Everyone wanted to see how this young man was going to deal with this matter. Actually, when Lin Fei was eating, he already knew who it was. He couldn't help but feel surprised. Was this the rhythm of giving him money? Last time, he extorted a large sum of money. Only a few days had passed, and he came again. Where could he find such a person? Lin Fei did not reply and just continued eating. But Bai Xingnan became nervous. After all, she knew who this person was. She had secretly paid attention to him just now. It could be said that the most nervous person right now was Bai Shangnan. At the same time, her father, Bai Tiancheng, was also worried. If this matter was not handled well, not only would it affect their relationship, but it would also offend a top family like the Yan family. This was not something that Bai Tiancheng wanted to see. If possible, he really did not want this to happen. Brat, didn't you hear what I said? Yan Tianheng was somewhat annoyed. He had come over, and yet he dared not turn around. What kind of joke was this? Yan, and who was next to him, was ready to make a move. In a place like the East Sea, if the young master wanted to deal with someone, he could do it with just a word. Even a grandmaster expert would not dare to offend him. This was the authority and deterrence of a top family. Brat, did you hear it clearly? Our young master is talking to you. But Lin Fei still pretended not to hear it and continued eating. It was unknown how many people were frightened by this scene. This brat was too daring, wasn't he? He still dared to eat at a time like this? Didn't he know that once young Master Yin got angry, blood would flow like a river? Although it was a little exaggerated, but there definitely wouldn't be a good ending for him. Everyone present would definitely be more than happy to step on him and show off in front of young Master Yin. Are you sure you're talking to me? Lin Fei turned around and looked at Yan Tianheng with a smile. When Lin Fei turned around, Yan Tianheng suddenly opened his eyes wide and trembled. He stared at Lin Fei and said while trembling, "Why are you here?"